Hello, hello. Welcome to the Beaker Show. We are having a planned, unplanned stream today. Everybody got together, so we're going to do our session 55. Probably be a shorter stream today. Just a little bit of content to see where our characters are headed next, so that we can get prepped for the middle or final stages of this arc that we're in. So we are, I might have already said it, but we're session 55. We're going to go ahead and jump in here and bring in the players, give you all a little recap, and then we'll get things rolling. Alright, so bringing everybody back in here. We had spent the last session in the southern outpost, and then we had headed towards the caves in which the Rimmerazes that had attacked the southern outpost were theoretically tracked back to by some of the scouts that worked for Neverwinter, running missions and things of that nature in the southern kingdom of Arlani, which is currently known as Leswall, is its orcish name that's being used for the operations and the bases down there. Our adventurers had killed one of these two Rimmerazes that attacked the outpost, had taken a collar off of one of the beasts that they had slain, did some investigation, used some of the resources available to them, including a smithy that they knew from the town of Phandalin that was able to help identify the craftsmanship, that this collar was of some sort of orcish design, which led them to believe that it might have something to do with the forces or troops that are occupying the southern kingdom, and thought it best to see if they could track it down, maybe take care of it, maybe see if they could gather some information. But nonetheless, left the southern outpost and began trekking through the mountains, here the Ice Spire Mountains, and had a couple of encounters on their way to this area where the creature had last been seen. They began to be hunted by a pack of wyverns in the sky. Used a couple clever tricks to try to get rid of them. I believe Lalia had used her bag of tricks to summon a couple extra creatures for you guys on the journey, and utilized at least two of them, or all of them, to run off in other directions or to try and distract the wyverns as best they could. Removed a little bit of them. I think somebody had tried some spells to gather or garner the attention. And you eventually managed to continue moving. You didn't stop long enough for all of them to reconvene or gather or catch up to you, and you eventually evaded their view for a while. You had also ran into a almost gnomish looking creature, a little smaller than somebody of Bink's stature necessarily, laying on the side of the road, looked a little haggard. As you approached and tried to talk to it, it began a murderous rampage, pulling out a great axe the size of a human and swinging it, and also running up to Lalia and giving her a swift kick and putting her on the ground with some giant metal boots that this thing was wearing. You did battle and dispatched it pretty quickly. Came to terms later realizing that this was I believe a fey creature known as a red cap. Kind of indigenous to mountains and things like that. They're a little chaotic, blood hungry. But nonetheless, moved on from that. Eventually found your way to the mouth of a cave that the goblin scouts that were leading you informed you was the last place they had seen these creatures go in. They themselves had not explored very far. Excuse me. But you guys also were able to pick up on some of the tracks left behind by this creature. This flaming but also freezing creature leaves some interesting marks, interesting trails behind it. And you began to follow it. Follow these trails down into this cave-like system. You traveled down in a spiral, spiraling downward through these caves is kind of how they went. You realized you had started about mid or halfway up a mountainside, and you traveled down for quite a while, all the while seeing trails of this creature. You did happen upon one area in the spiral where the cavern kind of opened up, and you could see that there was a larger cavern off to the side. Just kind of like an area, looked like maybe a creature had lived there. So you guys stepped in and investigated and found that this had once been probably the lair of a Yeti. But all that remained of it were a few pieces, as you were able to determine that it had been devoured by this Rimmeraz that you were following. Seems like it maybe bedded here and had a meal the night before, as you guys had taken the night at the southern outpost. It had taken its nap here. You then set forward following its trail again, even deeper underground. As you traveled down, you felt some tremors in the earth, something that you had heard before. You are not uncommon to tremors, usually meaning creatures or something dangerous. So you paused for a while before continuing on again, and you again felt the tremors. This time didn't react quite as quickly, as a group of interesting bullets entered the cavern or the caves ahead of you. They, you know of these creatures. At least one of you has seen them before. You noticed that these guys were a little bit different. They looked frosty, almost covered in icicles instead of the normal plate mail armor. But through caution and just kind of waiting it out, remembering and realizing that these creatures don't have eyes. They cannot see like normal creatures see. They rely on tremor sense, smell, things of that nature. You held your ground and did your best to stay silent and prevent movement, until eventually they wandered on, continuing whatever path they may have been doing before. And you guys continued to travel on, following these tracks. You reached a point where the downward spiral had stopped, and the cave, for the most part, had kind of leveled out and seemed to just be traveling in a straighter path, a narrow-ish but straight path, as you had reached presumably the bottom area of this cave system for the moment. But seeing that and knowing that this was a straight and level path ahead of you for the time being, and that you had traveled within the caves about half a day, and including the little over a quarter of a day or so that it took you to get to the cave in the first place, though you don't have the sun above you to tell the time with, gathered that you had pretty much made it to the end of this day, and that resting was a good idea. So Bink used his magical mansion and allowed you all to step into a place of comfort to stay and rest for that evening before awaking on the next day and deciding where your path would lead you from here. So, with that, I'll toss it over to you guys. You are waking up on this morning. You know that the exit from the mansion you are waking up in leads back into the caves. But that's where you find yourselves, currently probably around a breakfast table, enjoying yourselves within Bink's magical mansion, as it still has a few hours before it dissolves. We'll give it to you guys. What would you like to do?
You just see Bink T-posing, and just like you just see a bunch of like copies of himself just like carrying him around.
Is this mansion like uh soundproof?
I mean, probably, yeah. I mean, whatever happens in here, no one can infiltrate. I really doubt anyone can hear what's going on inside.
Right, but we can't hear any shifting of the rock or anything around us.
Gotcha. This mansion itself is in a different plane of existence.
Okay.
I'm about to say, I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah. So if you wanted to hear or see what was going on outside, you would need to open the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm playing it as such that when the door is closed, because it's invisible on the other side, you are in a different plane. So putting your ear against the door on either side, you wouldn't be able to hear anything.
Yeah.
But you could crack it open.
I'll go ahead and, if it's fine with everybody else, crack it open and take a listen.
Cool.
Oh, that.
Listening or looking?
Just listening.
Okay. Make a perception check for me as you just kind of crack the door a little bit.
I will guide you.
Okay. 8.
Okay. It sounds like a cave. You hear the dripping of water in the distance. You can hear the whistling of a small current of wind that has made its way down here somehow. You hear the echoes of, the occasional pebble falling or something of that nature, but beyond that, you're not picking up anything that doesn't sound like it should be here.
Coast is clear, guys. Although we probably lost this Rimaraz thing that we were tracking.
Okay.
So
Are we
moving back to
pushing forward?
moving back to the breakfast table. We've got Aiden still hanging out. Lolly is back there. Anything for you guys? What are you thinking? Anything you'd like to look at or think about?
If we really lost Miraz's trail, and the only option now is to keep continuing forward down the cave, because at this point, it's going to be very fruitless for us to try to backtrack all the way.
Yeah, I say we keep heading forward also.
Sounds good to me. Oh, Wally is not awake yet.
I guess I never really asked Bink, but how does this mansion work? Like, if we leave stuff in your mansion, does
And
it?
it'll just drop on the floor after it ends.
Oh, okay.
Any stuff that comes from outside can go inside. Once it drops and you leave it inside, it drops on the floor.
Okay.
Bink, you sound like you speak from experience. How many times have you left something in here?
Let's see. 12 times. I left my bacon.
Oh dear.
Oh, God.
And then we backtracked and then I saw bacon on the floor. And that's how I knew.
That's how I knew.
The truth is in the bacon.
You see, bacon solves everything.
Something like that.
Go ahead.
would this be like? Did we do we have a map of the area?
Of You have a topographical map of the Sword Coast.
Right. I'm just wondering if this is an area that's close to Aiden's town. Like,
Aiden didn't even know Waterdeep, this area down here existed at any
oh,
point.
okay.
He didn't
Yeah.
know about this information until he got it from Gnawbone.
So I would say the last place, thinking about a map, the last place that you knew you were, that you could point to on a map, was just kind of the southern ridge of the Ice Spire Mountains. For reference, you guys started your adventure in Fandolin. The Ice Spire Mountains were south and southeast of Fandolin. The castle where you had fought Cryovane was in the kind of eastern reaches of these mountains. You are along the southern edge, because you know that the camp that you went to, the Neverwinter camp, was basically at the foot of the southern reaches of the Icespire Mountains. So you guys had traveled a little north into the mountains, about 4 or 5 hours north into the Icespire Mountains, and then you spent the next 10 to 12 hours walking down. If you wanted to try and figure out which way you went from there, I would say you assume at the moment that the spiraling down and the passage in front of you is heading south.
Alright.
And you know that Aralani is south.
So, who has the map?
Anybody that wants one.
Okay.
They
Mine's
were-
gonna have, like, kind of scribbles on it, trying to triangulate where we're going underground with where we might be topographically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would say that right now your best guess is you are either reapproaching the southernmost edge or southeasternmost edge of the Icespire Mountains, or you're just past them and maybe underneath the plains between Icespire and Aralani.
Oh.
But you also gather that you are very, very deep underground, probably a few miles.
Oh my.
Is it cold or warm or what's the temperature feel like?
It's actually kind of interesting. You know that the weather outside and up top is winter, and you know that usually the first few hundred feet, maybe a few hundred yards of underground or earthen area attached to a cave would be cold, because there's a cave entrance usually. The frigid winter air would make its way down quite a ways underground when something like that is open. But you also know that once you get deep enough underground, surface weather doesn't affect it as much. So it's actually, while it's not warm down here, it's not cold. It's kind of I would say like a room temperature with a little bit of a chill. But you don't feel the need to bundle up.
Right.
So that's what kind of gives you the sense that you're pretty far down at this point.
Oh. Well, I'm not leading this expedition. So, who wants to lead?
Bink raises his hand.
Oh, can I?
You
Sounds
just see
good.
Bink just like hop on Peter. Oh yeah, Peter's with us. That's right. Peter's with us. Let's just say that.
Hey.
I hop on him, and I'm like,
Onward!
Starts going to the opposite end of the cave,
Right.
going upwards rather than downwards.
Wrong way! This way!
I feel bad for that griffin.
So yes. Anything else, or are you all stepping out back into the caves?
Let's get back into the cave and go dungeon crawling. Well, cave crawling at least.
Alrighty. So Bink and Peter hop out the door first. The rest of you follow within the next minute or so, gathering your stuff, gathering yourselves, taking a deep breath before plunging back into this area. As you emerge, being this far underground and having slept and probably turned off or snuffed out all of the things that you had been using prior, if you do not have dark vision, you are currently looking at nothing.
I'm looking at everything.
You would see nothing but black, as it is. There is no source of light that reaches down this far at the moment. But for those of you that have dark vision, you do see the kind of gray and blurred outline of the cave system ahead of you that seems to go on. You can look back towards the way you came and see the incline that leads to the path up, but the path before you seems to be at a steady elevation, doesn't seem to move much, going on for as far as you can see. The cavern itself is probably about 10 to 12 feet high. So Peter, for instance, has the ability to move in here. He can go side to side a couple feet, but flying, you gather, would be pretty tough, at least in this section, in this actual pathway you're in at the moment. But you can all fit comfortably, at least 2 wide, through this cave system.
But just letting you know, me and Mike Griffin, Peter do have night vision. Both of us.
Nice.
Dark night vision. Dark vision.
Does anybody not have dark vision?
Well, you already know that answer a little bit.
You just see me like looking in the back of Peter, and then Peter just keeping his eyes in the front.
Valia spends a few moments adjusting her belt, which looks, I mean, the thing looks odd on a centaur, but you know, she's trying to figure out if she's still got sleep boogers in her eyes or if the belt attunement is off a little bit. 'Cause her dark vision's just a little spotty at the moment.
I'm almost seeing, you know, those the horses they used for not gladiator fights, but
Jousting?
jousting. How sometimes they would give them, like, it almost looked like a curtain that went all the way around them. Is that how Lalia wears her belt, or is it more like vertical on her haunches?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Is it almost like a pinstriping where you would have
Yeah.
like a two-tone
Right?
centaur?
Yep.
That's like the difference between like low-rise and high-rise jeans.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's more of what I'm picturing is like low-rise jeans.
I love it.
Aiden, would you like a torch?
Always.
All right. I'll pull a torch out and use prestidigitation to light it.
Okay.
Prestidigitation.
You
Goes on tight.
Yeah. You now have access to a torch, so you can see a little bit better. But I'm going to give you, because I hadn't thought about this yet. Give me just a second. I'm going to switch the stream so that you guys can get ambient. I'll do applications instead. Okay. Figure since we have these now, I might as well use them a little bit because it's fun. And Aiden with his torch. This is basically where you find yourself, heading down a cave. So, what is a marching order as you guys are trekking forth?
I'll be in the back.
Cool.
I'm assuming Bink and Peter are still leading, so I'll stand behind them.
Cool.
You got this, guys. You'll do great. But also, I'm like kind of keeping an eye out at the same.
About Aiden, where would he be in the group?
Middle. With the light.
Okay. So probably you guys here. Zanzibar kind of picking up the rear a little bit. Alright. Dum dum. So.
While we're walking, I am keeping one eye closed and one eye open. That way, if I go to turn my head around, I can switch my eyes and not be impeded by the dilation of my eye versus light and dark.
Ah yes, the pirate way.
Yeah.
Cool. Alright, so let me pull this bad boy out here. Alright. So, are you guys just walking? Are you looking for traces of the Rimmeraz? Are you listening? What are you trying to accomplish or do as you stumble through this cave?
I would like to keep. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Lolly would like to keep an eye out for any traces of Rimmeraz or otherwise, just living creatures
Okay.
in the area.
Aiden would probably be listening out for any signs of approaching tremors.
Okay.
Since Bink is on the back of Peter, Peter's gonna be feeling for any tremors, and Bink's gonna keep a lookout for any looks of traces of Rimmeraz on like the wall, floor, ceiling, just for the heck of it.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and look for any sign of sediment difference as we're going down deeper into this cavern.
Okay. So, given the variety of things here, most of you seem to have pretty common interests, common things you're looking for. I'll give you guys a variety of roles. You can pick which one you want to use, and I'll give you information based on which one you use. There are arguments for perception, investigation, or survival.
What? Investigation or survival?
Perception.
Just got through with this yesterday. Come on now, Beyond. Like, it was working perfectly fine yesterday, and now it's giving me the shit. Yeah. Okay.
Or are we all doing perception? We can all do it.
Yeah, you can. Everybody can roll whatever they want: perception, survival, or investigation.
Damn, natural one. I'm just like, that looks like a wall.
Well,
Okay. So let's kind of step through here. He's there. I will work my way up. So Bink, you are keeping an eye out. You're a little distracted. Still a little early. You've got a lot of random things on your mind. You look around every now and then. You're doing a good job of keeping an eye out for anything that might jump out at you, but you're not really picking up anything specific. You're a little high up on Peter, so it's hard for you to make out a lot of things on the ground. But you don't see anything that really stands out at the moment in the area that you guys are traversing through at this time. Zanzidar, being a little closer to the ground, keeping an eye on things as well. You're catching that everything down here seems to be the same as you're continuing on. Seems like hard stone walls that appear to be more naturally forming this cave. There is quite a bit of dirt and mud and some vegetation on the ground here, as it's a nice damp cave area. There's plenty of moss and rocks to trip on. Seems to be a fairly consistent thing now that you've made it to this area, this level. Aiden, keeping an eye out as you go on, perceiving just your general surroundings, eyes of creatures. You're catching bits and pieces every now and then on the walls or things of that nature that suggests that there are things that live down here. Through the first hour or so, you do occasionally see some small crevices. You peek into a few of them and you see some cave-dwelling creatures, kind of just small animals, rodents. Nothing out of the ordinary at this time. Nothing that you feel you need to draw your sword for. Just small creatures in most of these areas, but you can definitely tell that being down here at this level, this elevation, there are probably multiple smaller paths or smaller caves that would spiral off of this main area that you're in, that would probably lead to dens of other creatures or areas that other creatures that live down here probably utilize, maybe some hidden smaller areas that you guys couldn't fit into or wouldn't want to traverse down. But again, nothing openly or extremely hostile in the first little bit here. And Lalia with survival, keeping an eye out, that kind of falls along the lines of tracking and things of that nature as well. Things that you're picking up on is you do see some odd scrapes and scratches on the wall and on the floors. It appears that the Rimraz has came this way. You see some areas of stone that appear to be frozen over from some sort of chilled touch that's now slowly thawing out. You see some pockets on the ground that look like stone has been melted away recently. It's not necessarily warm anymore, but you can tell that they're not much older than maybe 8 hours or so at most. Though it seems that, given the size of the creature, you guys are able to move much quicker than it was. So you gather that before you rested, it was probably 10 hours ahead of you. At this point, you're kind of gathering that it had to sleep too, somewhere in this cave, and you're still slowly catching up to it. You gather that it's probably moving half the speed you guys are, so you might see it in a few more hours, depending on how quickly you go.
I'll point that out to the rest of the group. Seems we have not lost our friend after all. Or at least we are all headed to the same destination still.
That's good.
We can take it by surprise. It's gotta be really, really stealthy.
Creak, 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 clank, clank. You got
As
it,
Peter
Bink.
As Peter just stomp, 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 stomp.
Peter, shh.
So you guys continue on a little further. It stays about the same. You make it through the first hour, again seeing some small critters, some small creatures, rats, rodents, some giant rats that just kind of scurry away from you. It's definitely deep cave type system. You don't see any large. You see some paths that deviate from this main area that you're on, that look to be maybe 5 or 6 feet wide somewheres. None of them look to be big enough for a Remoraz to fit through. You guys could probably single file walk down them and see what was there, but you know without a doubt there's no way that creature would fit down those. And you hear every now and then scrapes, scratches, sounds coming from down that way, and you gather that something lives down most of these corridors. This is definitely an inhabited area for sure. But as you were traveling, I would like Aiden to make me a wisdom saving throw, please.
You should have your +5.
Okay then. +5, that's a 24.
Okay. So thematically, so that you don't get punched in the brain necessarily, you feel something coming into your mind. It doesn't feel openly hostile, and you're able to push it out at the moment should you choose, but it feels like something you're used to. It seems like maybe somebody somewhere in the world, not one of your friends, not anybody you've ever connected with before, is trying to send it to you.
Oh yeah, that's right. My ring of mind shielding is keeping it from entering.
Yep. Yeah, the check wasn't to save against it. It was to see if you realized it was coming in.
Okay. But I can tell that it is from someone I have spoken to before. Or
It's
is it
not
just
somebody.
not hostile?
Yeah, it's not somebody you've spoken to, but it doesn't feel like a hostile invasion.
Okay, I guess I'll allow it. If it's not hostile, then yeah, I'll allow the transmission to get through.
Okay. So you slip the ring off your finger for just a second to allow its magic to create a small door as this message this sending finds its way into your mind. And you do, in fact, hear a message. It is in common. It is not openly hostile. But what you hear is, yes, my name is Zerofan, High Counselor to the Lord of Neverwinter. This message is for Aiden Montrone and group. I was under the orders of Lord Neverwinter to inform you that we have staged and begun preparation for a full frontal assault on the kingdom of Aralani. It is requested that you join the front line if able, though we recognize you may have found your own path into the city, and therefore this is a warning to let you know in 2 days' time the attack will begin. We have received overwhelming reports that the enemy is close to their objective. We must stop them at all costs. You can reply to this message.
That's a big one.
Yeah. He's a big mage. It was probably like 2 sendings.
That's a good thing I let Lord Evernever know about what was going on. Okay, I don't want to respond to this. What I'll reply is that we do believe we have found our own way into the kingdom. However, I do believe confident, given the time frame provided, that we'll be able to accomplish our objective and meet back with the main forces.
You get one more sending back. Says, very well. Good luck to you and your team. Remember, 2 days' time, the assault begins.
I will turn to the rest of the group. It appears we have 2 days to accomplish our objective here. Neverwinter is preparing for a full frontal assault on the Orcish tribes here. I'd rather us be there for when that time does come. If we can stop them here.
Well, do you want to pick up the pace?
Well, yeah, hurry then.
Certainly. Yeah. If everyone is in agreement, we're gonna start picking up the pace here a little bit. We
Okay.
have 48 hours to work with.
Alright. So like Aragorn,
Yeah.
Legolas, and Gimli across the plains, you begin trucking it. So, I would like whoever wants to go first. Roll me a d6, please.
Alright, yeah, it's gonna attract some attention. It's gonna make some big old clanky sounds in here. I guess I'll go first since I'm the one that
Sorry,
made
my
the call.
drink that. What'd you say?
That's alright. I asked somebody to roll a d6, and I think Aiden has stepped up to the plate, so...
Yeah, because I'm the one who
Alright.
made the call. Alright. That be a 3.
Alrighty, let's see here. Alright, now, if you would for me, please, roll a d20.
Okie dokie. Beyond, please. Beyond, please. We got something going here. What's going on? Okay. That's a 10.
Okay. Alright, give me just a second here. I need to pull this up. Alright, so as you are traveling, you guys are kind of booking it down this path. You don't notice it first, but after a few minutes go by, you start to pick up something, especially you, Zanzidar, who is keeping an eye out. Something in the area has changed. The floor, the cave floor that you're walking on, and the walls around you have, as you now think about it, slowly, but in a more dense manner ahead of you, have begun to fill up with fungus. Large mushrooms, fungal growths, spore-like plants, and as you come to a point, it almost seems like a choke point. There's almost an entire wall of this fungal growth ahead of you. And as you slow to take a look at it, you see that the growth begins to shift. And a couple of these mushrooms sprout eyes that just kind of stare and look at you all. And you hear whispers around you as the walls themselves, all of the mushrooms, fungus, and growth on the wall seems to be whispering around you.
Anybody talk to plants?
Do I? I don't know. That doesn't come up very often, Zanzidar.
Does comprehend languages help with that?
Right.
Maybe.
I mean, if a plant can talk back, then sure, but I really doubt that would work. Yeah, no, that's a no for Bing.
Everybody make a perception check for me. All right. So, Bink, you're a little bit slow on the upkeep, but you do eventually catch on to this as well. The whispers that you're hearing echoing around you and almost seemingly coming from this moss and fungus around you, it doesn't sound foreign. You're catching bits and pieces of language. Every now and then a word in common, every now and then a word in Draconic, a word in Primordial, a word in Sylvan, a word in Celestial. It seems like there are speech patterns here, and there is some sort of language. You're not picking up what all of the words are, because you don't know all of the languages that are being used, but you're hearing things, just words. Every now and then you catch a word. Breath. Real. Here. Why? Who?
And it's completely blocking off the cavern, right?
Yep. Yeah, ahead of you, it's almost like a wall of fungus has grown. Yeah, and in this wall, you can see some eyes that are just looking at you.
What's the game plan?
Not really sure yet. I haven't encountered a creature like this before. Is this only one of the words we heard was real? Why? Who?
Yep, yeah, those are just some of the words you're picking up.
Oh god.
I don't suppose someone has to speak plants with plants and animals in their pocket somewhere.
I mean, I can speak with smaller creatures. That's like a racial thing for me. Speak with small beasts. Not with plants. That's not a thing for me.
I suppose if they're speaking all these languages, they probably can understand us. We just can't understand them.
We have to get past them. But what exactly are we going to say to them that's going to let us pass through here?
Get the hell out of the way, or I'm gonna fireball. But I don't know if we want to be that antagonistic.
I don't think it'd be a good idea. Certain plants have their own defensive structures for situations like this when they have potential dangers entering their area. That being said, I don't know what kind of plant this creature really is or what kind of defenses it may have if it decides that we are deemed a threat. I guess, I'm gonna try to talk with it. I'm gonna see if it can. This first simple question: can you understand me?
Okay. So you just say that in common to the wall ahead of you?
Since I heard it speaking Draconic, I'll speak in Draconic.
Okay. As you do, you see one of the sets of eyes ahead of you starts to push out of the wall, and it seems like one giant mushroom-like head kind of pops itself out of the wall as moss and fungus fill in behind it, and you see this real stalky, like, you know how mushrooms have that big floret at the top and then there's the stem that goes down into the ground?
Yep.
That stem branches off at the bottom into two legs, and you see two arms come out of the stem just beneath the floret, and you see a mouth open on this creature as it steps out of the wall, almost like Pirates of the Caribbean, part of the ship, part of the crew, where they like step out of the wall.
Oh,
That's what happens
Flying
before
Dutchman
you.
type of crew thing.
Yeah, and this fungal creature just kind of cocks its head and looks at you. And it nods once.
Okay, so it can understand me. Good to know. Hopefully it didn't understand the end of saying fucking move or I'll fireball you. but since we have open dialogue here, or at least they can understand what I'm saying. My friends and I have something that we need to do deeper down this cavern. Is there any way you can let us pass?
Studies you for a moment, then you pick up some more words amongst the whispers. You hear quest, moving, pain, fire, again, rebuild, destroy, why? As you are hearing those words, you do pick up on a couple of things. You can see along the cave walls where it almost looks like some of this moss. Like if you imagine a stone covered in moss, you take your finger and scrape it, it leaves a trail. You can see large gashes and trails through this wall where it appears that some of these growths have been frozen, some have been melted. You can see tiny eyes all around these scratch marks, and you can tell the Rimmeraz has been through here.
Okay, Aiden's gonna point out one of these scratch marks left by the Rimmeraz. Do you remember the beast that left these behind? As he specifically points out the scratch marks.
Creature ahead of you looks at it, looks back at you and nods. You hear the whispers again. Pain, fire, death, destruction. Kill it.
That is our task. We are attempting to kill it.
As you say that, you feel this rush, almost of excitement, fill the air around you as you see hundreds and hundreds of thousands of mushrooms of all different sizes fill the area for 100, 200 yards circular around this cavern before you. And every single one of them sprouts a pair of eyes as the wall ahead of you parts. And the large mushroom type creature in front of you just kind of waves his hand and shows you the path. And you watch as just beyond this door, basically door, you see that the air is full of spores and gas. And Zanzibar, you very quickly come to the assumption that if you let loose a fireball, you would have been standing in the middle of a concussive chamber.
Oof. Oh, fuck.
But the gas begins to recede, and you see some of the plants almost seem to be breathing in, sucking the spores back in and allowing you passage.
Thank you.
The
We'll make sure the beast causes you no more pain.
It nods once more, and then you see its body get absorbed back into the wall of fungus around you.
Aiden will turn to the rest of the party. Let's make tracks.
Okay.
Yay, dialogue wins!
Those, for any of you that do or do not know, would have been what are called myconids. They're not openly aggressive, but if you fight them, expect thousands of them. So, as you have made it past this encounter and continued down, you are kind of catching bits and pieces of this trail now. You are able to gather that you're catching up to wherever this creature was headed. You're just a few hours behind it at this point. But whoever wants to be lucky number 2, roll a d6 for me.
I'll do it. 1.
Wonderful. Roll a d20.
Wonderful. Ha 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 ha.
I don't like how enthusiastic he got about one.
Okay, what am I rolling again? I did not pay attention to what you just said. I'm sorry.
That's right. A d20.
Roll what? Alrighty. 11. What's with just the ones? Jeez.
Alright, so...
By the dragon.
Those should be a playable race. They actually look cool.
Myconids?
Myconids, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. So now, as you guys are heading down this path, you again gather that you're catching up, though you start to hear something that sounds odd. It sounds like tremors, but it's not the same as before. This sounds less like digging, more like walking. You listen for a moment. You kind of gather yourselves. You slow down, thinking maybe it was the And then you hear it stop. Then it starts again, and it gets closer and closer and closer. And you find the wall of the cave ahead of you collapses as a Hydra steps out and stares at you all.
A what?
A Hydra.
Hydra.
Oh, Hydra.
Oh, fuck.
Who has the Vorpal sword again?
Oh,
I do.
oh,
Are we
fuck.
going to try to talk to him? It
Somebody
looks
say
friendly.
Hydra.
I don't know if Hydras have any, like...
That depends on how big its head is. And if I land a critical, if it's too big, I can't cut. If it's too big, I can't cut it off.
Christian just say, nah, that's too big, sorry, but
But you
Is
guys,
it possibly cuttable?
you have to hit it to find out.
find out.
But
but yes,
That
you
is very
guys,
true. You can just say.
you see as this creature fills the entire cavern ahead of you, all 5 of its heads snaking in front of you. You see it sniff, and you see hunger in its eyes. Like you ought to roll initiative.
oh god damn it.
Poor Lalia. She said she wanted to talk to it.
You are doing so
I don't
well.
even think Hydras have any like languages that they speak.
I mean, I could test that with the comprehend languages real quick. No, that'd take a minute to activate, I'm pretty sure.
Like that.
Good. That's definitely what I wanted.
Oh, nice.
Now 20 to go on, but alright.
Woo.
Oh dear.
Oh my god.
Alright, so let's look at initiatives here. First one, okay, so Bink and Lalia got 16s, Zanzadar 13, Aiden 25. Okay, so we're going to have Aiden first with the 25, then the Hydra with the 20, then between Lalia and Bink,
Bink.
okay,
He's way more dexterous than Lalia.
so Bink will be third, followed by Lalia, and Zanzadar picking up the rear. So,
Righty.
top of initiative. This creature is filling the cavern before you. Aiden, you were the first to react.
Okay. Okay. I will say this, I'm holding a torch and not my shield, so keep that in mind.
Yep.
It's gonna be fun times. Alright. Let me look at my bonus actions.
We're pretty deep down in this cavern, right?
Yep.
Do its eyes look milky at all?
You can make a perception check for me.
14?
Okay. All you're really gathering at this distance is some of them are looking, some of them have their eyes closed.
Hmm. Okay.
Okay, well. Is Bink's Griffin like covering that whole cavern, or is it just?
No, you guys would have space to move past
Okay.
Peter.
Do I really want to do this spell here? Eeh. This is not like. Not everything in here is solid earth. Did you already tell us what the turn order like was, or who was coming next?
Yeah, the Hydra is after you.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then. Hmm. And how many heads did we see?
5.
Lovely. Okay, well. I don't think I want to be in this thing's range. It's doing that, but okay. It's fine. All them heads. Anyways, how far am I from it? I don't think I'm... I might just be within range.
40 feet.
Okay. Alright, then I guess I'm gonna use my action to activate my haste.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna move forward 40 feet. Then I will make my hasted attack action.
Cool.
And then I'll use my bonus action and just swing it with advantage. A little fading attack. And that is 31 to hit.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Okay, and then another d10. Okay, so that is a total of 24 points of slashing damage.
Okay. As you race up and go to take a slash at this creature, one of its heads comes down almost to bite you, and you manage to cleave it off as it shrivels and withers away on the floor.
Nice! Now, knowing this thing is gonna grow those It's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna move back. I'm gonna move back 30 feet, and this thing cannot attack me because of mobile.
You got it.
It's gonna bring it over here. I don't want to deal with all those heads by myself like that.
You can get
I
about
don't
25 before running into.
That's
Either,
fine
so.
with me.
All right.
I want to get this thing to get closer.
Cool. Anything else?
No, because I need my source of light. I gotta see. Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. So on this creature's turn, you see that it also follows. Getting up next to you, Aiden, it is going to make 4 bite attacks, one with each of its heads.
Look at my reactions.
Actually, it is here, because it has a 10-foot reach.
Oh, so I can't. Oh, it's not in my melee range. Lovely.
Correct. So I'm going to roll 4 attacks. First one is a natural 20. Second is a 27.
Mm-hmm.
Third is a 14.
Nope.
Fourth is an 11.
Nope.
So that'll miss. So we have 1 crit and 1 hit. So the first critical hit is 18 points of piercing damage. Oh man, and a really high roll. The second hit is 15 points of piercing damage.
I'm gonna parry the crit.
Okay.
That's my reaction. Work weird. Oh, shit. That's a good roll. Let me read parry real quick. Parry plus Dex mod, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, so, I'm just gonna retcon it, and I'm just gonna parry it on the second attack and negate all damage.
Okay. So you'll take the 18 from the first, but you'll parry the 15 from the second.
Yep.
You got it. Alright, that will end the creature's turn. And you see at the end of its turn, the neck where you had chopped off the first head splits. You see 2 new heads appear on this creature, giving it a total of 6. And you see that it seems to gain a little bit of its vitality back.
Pink's just like, oh no.
Don't use swords!
And that'll bring us to Bink.
Pink just shouts out,
Don't use swords!
What else am I supposed to use?
Anything that doesn't make it crush more heads!
I don't think the type of weapon decides if it decides to grow a fucking head back thing.
and this was at, wait. So we can't chop its head off?
You can. The
You
problem
can.
is, if there's still a live head, it's gonna keep regrowing heads until we kill all the heads before it can regrow more heads.
Oh no.
Actually, that's not even true, but we'll see how well our characters remember from the last time we fought it.
Wait, we fought one of these?
You did.
Yeah.
Everybody
Okay.
else did, yeah.
Yeah.
No, Zan has no clue, and Zan might be the only one who can actually save us.
Didn't I try something and then it backfired?
Probably.
I don't remember the fight. Oh no. I'm scared what to do.
Well, while we're figuring that out, how many hours has it been since we walked away from those Myconids?
Maybe an hour.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm sorry, that head thing just threw me off and just ruined my plan.
Do whatever you want to do, man.
Yeah. We'll be fine. Aiden can get bitten a lot more. It'll be okay.
This thing made an attack each of its heads. I'm not taking 6 attacks. I don't know about you, Chief. I don't know how this thing's reactions work. I'm also scared about that. I don't know. Just whatever.
Okay, I'm gonna use. Okay, this is the best thing I can use for now. I'm gonna use Synaptic Static.
Okay.
Intelligence saving throw of 17 or more. Because now I'm dual-wielding swords. I'm not holding drums, so now it's not 18, it's 17.
Does Synaptic Static have any sort of verbiage on if it has an intelligence of a certain number?
I mean,
I just know we've had a couple of those, so I
Yeah.
wanted to double check.
I don't think so because
what do you mean by that?
it would say in the spell description.
Yeah, so some psychic type spells say if the creature's intelligence is a certain number, it's unaffected.
It doesn't say.
A
A
It
creature
doesn't,
with an intelligence
it doesn't
score
say.
of
I mean, it
2
says of
or
7. I
lower.
mean, it needs to get a saving throw of 17 or more in intelligence, but it doesn't say like, oh, it has this much, it's ineffective. It
Gotcha.
doesn't say it
Yeah,
anywhere.
Yeah.
No.
So
It
here,
doesn't say
this
it
is
anywhere in the spell.
so this is what I'm looking at, Xavier. So just for reference, I thought this might have been one. In the first section of Synaptic Static, where it says you choose a point in range, each creature in a 20-foot radius. A creature with an intelligence score of 2 or lower can't be affected by this spell.
Oh.
That's what
Oh,
I was.
that-
That's what I
what-
was looking for.
Okay.
So you shoot out your Synaptic Static.
Oh no.
Please utilize the spell slot. But you realize that this creature is not intelligent enough to be affected.
No.
He too dumb.
It's stupid. No.
Well, that sucks.
It's too retarded.
Hey, watch
We
the
don't
wording.
use that word.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot. No, I'm sorry.
It's alright.
It's too not
It is not
muddled
intelligent
in the
enough.
head. Muddled in the head. I'll say that.
It is not intelligent enough to get a headache.
There you go.
Yeah.
I was description afterwards. I'm just like, it's a muddled fire, whatever. Okay, it's not intelligent enough. Sorry about that again.
That's all right. So that was your action. I believe you still have a bonus action if you'd like.
Yeah.
Maybe you should give the Hydra bardic inspiration.
Yeah, I'm just gonna give bardic inspiration to. Who's in the front again?
The Hydra.
No, in front of me.
Aiden is up front right now.
I give it to the Hydra. No, I give it to Aiden.
Okay. You got it. Are you staying where you're at?
Yes. Wait. Can I actually? Oh, wait. No, I can. Wait. No, I can use movement as a separate thing. I don't end my action just. I don't end my turn just yet. I'm gonna hop off of Peter as for movement.
Okay. So you're just jumping down behind him?
Kind of like bottom left. Yeah.
You got it.
And I'm gonna let Peter kind of wail on him, kind of like just maul his face with
Okay.
his attacks.
So Peter's got a 5-foot reach, right?
Yep.
So he moves forward to attack.
Does a 23 hit?
Yes.
Alright. That does 6 damage.
Okay.
And 24 hits.
Yes.
That is 10 damage.
Cool. So Peter goes forward and you see him kind of rake his claws and peck this at the kind of chest area, the bottom base of one of the necks on this Hydra, and you see it cuts open. You see some greenish, almost gooey like blood dripping out from this creature as it hisses and roars at Peter in defiance.
And he ends his turn there.
All right. That will bring us to Lalia.
Okay, so Michaela remembers what happens with Hydras. But also you are known to change things, so that's fair too. But is there a roll Lalia needs to make to determine if she remembers what worked last time?
Yep. So I do this one of two ways. If the player remembers, the DC is lower.
Yeah.
If the player forgets, the DC is higher.
Gotcha.
So it's a history check, DC 10.
Okay. Come on, Laulia. Nope. She got no clue. Okie dokie.
Okay. I will not prevent you from trying if you remember what you did last time, but I will not guarantee it.
I mean, she can't try for shit. She just might actually be able to yell out to the party what needs to happen, because she prepared for orcs. She didn't prepare, and for a flaming creature, she did not prepare for Hydra. In that case, what does she want to do? You say there is space up there?
Yeah, you could sneak in front of Aiden.
Oh, I don't want to get in front of Aiden. I mean, I don't. Assuming Aiden.
Oh, sure, well, I mean, go ahead. Go ahead.
Are you tapping out?
I think I'm shit talking right now.
I'm still getting used to these things, and she's.
Yeah, I'm all for your chaoticness. Shit. Not now.
What are you talking about? As 3 beams of purple light appear in her non-Zydan hand, and she just shoots them and aims them so they like whiz past Aiden.
Okay.
And aim for the Hydra. She's gonna Eldritch Blast.
Okay. So I will give you this. Technically, it's one creature, but do you want to focus all of the blasts on one head, or 3 different heads?
She watched Aiden chop a head off and 2 more appear, so she's gonna aim to injure 3 evenly.
Okay.
That's okay. Alright. So the first is a 26.
Yep.
The second is a 24.
Yep.
And the third is an 18.
Absolutely.
Okay. So total damage for the first one is 5. And then 10. And then, woo, that really twirled. 3. So 18 total.
Okay.
Um.
And that's like force damage?
Yes, it's force. Sorry. And I mean, she's gonna save her spells, her actual spell slots for now. That's it for her.
Okay. And that will bring us down to Zanzibar.
What are the dimensions of the cave we're in?
Left to right, you've got about 15 to 20 feet in some places. Top to bottom, about the same. It's a little circular, not quite squared off, but you're looking at about 15 to 20 feet.
Can I communicate with the group real quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
Free action?
Do we want to fight this thing? I mean, we could just leave it alone and try and sprint out of its range.
It looks too hungry to just leave us alone.
Alrighty then. I use my action to cast. Well, does it have a tail? Like, could I see if it has a tail from here?
You can make a perception check with disadvantage because its body is filling the passage.
So straight roll since I have advantage.
Yep, exactly.
6.
You're not sure. Maybe,
Okay.
probably. If it does, it'd be pretty hard to see it right now.
Okay.
It's got short, little, stubby legs, and its body is filling most of this area.
So behind one of its short, stubby legs, I'm gonna cast Chill Touch and kind of be like tapping it on the leg to see if I can shift its attention.
Okay.
25 to hit.
Absolutely.
And 12 necrotic damage.
Okay.
And it can't regain hit points until my next turn.
Yep.
And then, as a bonus action, I'm going to cast Draconic Transformation. And I will fly up probably like 17 feet or so.
Okay.
Where I'm almost at the top of the cave ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna aim down in like kind of diagonally on top of it, but making sure I don't hit my friends. And I'm gonna use the breath weapon from that, kind of just try and pummel it into the ground.
Okay.
It's a dexterity saving throw of 20.
Eyes.
Okay. That will fail with a 14.
Nice.
Ow.
22 force damage.
Okay.
The whole thing or whatever.
Okay. So as you do so, you hit this chill. You see one of its heads kind of looks down at the leg that you froze, and you release this draconic blast, and the head that had pulled away from the pack looks just kind of like it implodes. Brains and guts going everywhere across the walls here.
Still flying. That's what we do, right? Because I think I instinctually would have known that Eldritch Blast is a force damage type.
Yep.
Seems to be working. I don't know, watch Aiden.
All in my turn there.
Alright then. Brings us back to the top with Aiden.
Oh, good. How many heads are left?
At the moment, 5.
Oh, goddamn. I'm really scared of the fucking. It's gonna fucking suck. Do I want to limit the damage? Hmm. Hmm. Fuck it. Okay. Let's unleash some martial fury and hope that it works.
Okay.
Um. Let me look at my maneuvers again. Mm-hmm. I don't think any of them are gonna work when this thing is. I'm assuming this thing is like bigger than a large creature.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Okay. I figured.
It is huge.
Lovely. What deals? Okay. Hmm. Well, let's see what I can do with 4 attacks. We'll see what happens.
Cool. Stepping forward to take some swings.
Beyond is acting funky. We love to see it. So, does a 22 hit?
Yep.
Okay. I don't know if that one. I'll use Daily Inspiration on that attack. Okay, does a 19 hit?
Yep.
Okay. Third attack is another 19 to hit.
Yep.
And Dion's starting to get pissed off with all the dice I'm rolling. That's a 21 to hit.
Yep.
So 4 different attacks. So 48 plus 32. So 48 plus 32. So that is a total of. Actually, last attack, have it make a wisdom saving throw.
Cool. That is an 18.
I think that barely. I think that meets my DC. Bree! That's a slap to the face, but
Oof. Creatures are usually relatively wise.
just slap to the face! So, plus. So, it'd still be a total of. Plus 31 plus 32. A total of 63 slashing damage.
Okay. Okay, so as you take these multiple slashes at it, you manage to very carefully cleave. Takes you a couple hits on 2 of them, but you manage to remove 2 of its heads.
Okay. Who do I want to? Yes, I'm going to action surge.
Okay.
3 more attacks. Mission is taking out the head. 31 to hit.
You got it.
Have to make another wisdom save.
Natural 20 for a 20.
That's fine.
Yeah.
25 to hit.
Yep.
How many superiority die do I have left? Another wisdom save.
12.
It is frightened, unless it is immune to the frightened condition.
Yeah, you go to frighten it, and nothing happens.
Oh.
Oof.
Like, that's...
You yell at it, and it roars right back.
Alright, Beyond, work with me, alright? Come on. Alright, cool, another 25 to hit.
Yep.
Alright. That's another 3d8 plus 24. Actually, no, it's 44 because of the 2d10s. Okay. So, 3d8. 3d8 plus 44. Come on, Beyond, please. Please. That was garbage damage. Okay. That was the garbage damage. Anyways, that's another 54 points of slashing damage.
Cool. You managed to continue your assaults, and in this process, you cleave off 2 more of the heads. At this point, there's 1 head snaking and remaining looking at you.
Fuck!
No!
I bet you it would have worked if I rolled really well on my fucking damage dice. Damn it! Fuck! I swear, if I see like fucking 10 heads sprout here, I will fucking lose my shit. Heck! I don't know if I have anything I can use as a fucking bonus action. I don't know if I can get anything as a bonus action here besides bashing against it with a shield. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't know how pushing against or hitting with my shield, the shield match, I was gonna work against a freaking huge creature.
Will probably not move him. You might get a point or 2 of damage in, but...
Sure. I don't know how much health this thing has left with 1 head, alright? Or how much health that particular head has left. So why not? We're gonna try. You need me to make an athletics check? Or what am I rolling?
You know that you're not going to be able to push it, so if you're trying to do some damage, just roll, because you don't have the feat that lets you actually make attacks with your shield. I'll let you utilize it as a makeshift weapon, so you can roll a d20 plus your strength mod to
D20.
try and hit.
D20 plus strength mod. Well, that's a natural 20.
Hey.
Cool. So you can double the dice, so you'll add 2d. You'll roll 2d4.
Woohoo!
If this is enough, I'll. God, Beyond, please. I need to just know what I do. Come on. It's a crucial moment. 5, I
Cool.
think. Yeah, 5.
So as you take your shield and you kind of slap it in the face, you see a little spittle comes out, and it just turns and looks at you.
I just.
Are you staying there?
That was technically an attack. Let me do something here. Let me look at maneuvers again, see if I can. See if there's something I can do.
You can like backflip out of the way or something.
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, since that was another attack, why not? We're gonna try it again. A wisdom saving throw, but it's not gonna be for frightened this time.
I'm probably gonna say you can't add your superiority dice to your shield because it's
you're
not
right.
a weapon
it's
you're
not an
proficient
attack.
with. Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. I think I have this thing's like full attention right now. So I'm gonna Yeah, I don't think I can roll anything. I'm gonna try to get it, because I'm gonna back up at least like this thing has a really long range. Hmm. No, I guess I'll stay where I'm at
Cool.
and hope that it misses me.
All right. So that brings us to the Hydra's turn. It has one head. It is going to take one bite attack at Aiden. That is a plus 7, 15, 25 to hit. So that would be 13.
No, wait. I use silvery barbs as
Yes.
reaction.
Okay.
Yes.
Make it re-roll its attack. So this time it gets a 26.
Oh my.
Well, I use my reaction. Sorry, bud.
But you can give somebody advantage if you want to toss that out there.
And give him advantage.
Okay.
Good. I'm gonna need it to cut off like freaking however many heads next if the thing gets his head back. I was like,
Oh, I rolled the wrong dice. 1d10 plus 5. So you'll take 11 points of piercing damage.
cool.
And then at the end of its turn, you see that you have cleaved off quite a few heads. It only had one head remaining. And you see there are like 5 of these headless necks just flopping around. All 5 of them split into 2 separate necks. And you see that this thing now has 11 heads.
Alright.
However, due to the chill touch, it doesn't appear to be in any better shape.
Ooh.
But it has 11 heads. And it's Bink's turn.
I'm gonna toss my Tears Rapier into the sky and let it float as a bonus action.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna make it attack the heads.
Cool.
Quick question. Since I'm using... Wait. Okay, let me read this fully. You can use a bonus action to cause it to fly up to 30...
I believe
Can
it.
I, like... So... It's like bonus action to make it fly, and then bonus action to cause it to fly 30 feet and attack.
Yeah,
And,
so,
and the same bonus action to make it attack, yeah.
yeah, so the way I wanted it to work is it's very much like a cleric's spiritual weapon. So when you first summon it, it gets an attack. As long as it is within 30 feet of its target when you summon it. And then each turn after that, you can use your bonus action to attack with it.
So I can just toss it and make it move, but I can't make it attack right off the bat.
Yes, you get one attack right off the bat.
Oh, just one attack, but no... Like... Because I have... What is the V called? Sorry, give me one sec. Like relearning everything. Oh my god.
It's alright, so let me put it this way.
Yeah.
Maybe this will help a little bit. So when you first activate the rapier, because it doesn't have like a spell range, because it's not really a spell, you can toss it up to 30 feet,
Oh.
and it will animate and make an attack, all in the same
Okay.
turn.
Okay.
And then every turn after that, it can move 30 feet and make an attack, if you spend your bonus action to do so.
But since this is the bonus action, it'll only make that one attack.
Correct.
Okay. So in this turn, I'll throw it as an attack and activate the levitation thing.
Okay. Yep. So that'll take your bonus action. So you toss it out there. You use your bonus. This thing is now animated, and you can make an attack with it.
That's actually a really interesting
A dagger toss, jeez.
thing, right? Because here's my question: could he throw it as an action, as like a thrown weapon attack, and then activate it and attack again?
If he could throw a weapon that's not a thrown weapon.
I'd have to take that risk.
Yeah, a rapier is not a thrown weapon.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
But yeah, I mean, there's a feat where you can throw weapons that don't have the throw property, and then yes, he could absolutely try and dartboard throw his rapier.
Guess I could
and then
like
turn
test
it
that
off.
out later. I'd not want to test that out during a Hydra. Like miss and then it activates, but it won't attack.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll test that out another time probably. But yeah, I'll just do that tossing action. It'll do with a 21 to hit.
Yep.
It's 11 damage.
Cool. So that's your bonus action. You still have your full action to use.
And then I'm going to run up to it and use my Vorpal Scimitar.
Okay. So you're small, so you can get underneath Peter here.
27 to hit.
Absolutely.
I go like, washink, and I do 13 damage.
Okay. So Bink, as you run up and you toss your sword ahead of you, your new rapier, you pull out your Vorpal sword, and you kind of in tandem make attacks with it. How would you like to cut off the last healthy head?
You kind of just see me. You kind of just see me just like its main head, like ignoring the other heads, just going for the last like head that was not cut off. Kind of just see me throw my Tears rapier, and then while it's levitating and floats straight into it, kind of like hits dead in the center of its head, while I kind of like come up from below and kind of chop its head off after it's.
Cool. You do so, and
Yeah.
as that happens, you see this creature kind of stutter for a second. Its 10 heads still not quite fully regrown. Looks like they were stunted in that process. It kind of draws a breath, and you see its eyes flutter, and it collapses to the ground, unconscious. But it seems to still be breathing.
Spare the dying. No.
I'm about to say I still have another bonus, not even a bonus, just like it's somewhere here. I just read it. Like I get 2 attacks on my main instead of
Right, your
Yep.
extra
one.
attack.
Yeah, I have an extra attack.
Yeah.
If this thing's not dead, I mean I'll attack it again.
Sure.
With advantage
I'll go.
since
I'll
it's
go
prone.
first.
Yep. It is prone,
Oh,
so you
yeah.
have advantage.
Advantage. 31.
That'll hit.
I wonder if that hits.
Hey, don't choke.
Yeah. Oh wait, do I get extra damage since it's no? It was
No.
just advantage on the hit.
Yeah, it's just advantage. It's not paralyzed or anything.
Got it. Okay, so 11 damage.
Cool.
I'll
It
go
has
for
9
more
heads.
blood. Do I just chop off one then?
Yep.
Oh, cool. Okay, I just chop off one then.
Anything else? 'Cause I think that's action. That's attack, extra attack, and bonus action for Bink. You still have movement, and then
Now-
Peter's turn.
My other question. Since Tears Rapier is, it's active, it's kind of just like stuck in the head, kind of right there. But am I able to do 2 attacks now? Wait, I gotta read that. Find it somewhere. But I mean, is it just my action that gains 2 hits each, or is it like action? Wait, okay, extra attack. You can attack twice instead of once whenever you take the attack action on your turn.
Yeah,
Would
so
that not include bonus action?
correct. So attack and extra attack are specific to what you, Bink, are swinging.
Got it.
Tears
Okay,
Rapier
so
is
it's not-
its own thing.
Not in my hand. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's its own thing. Okay, got it. 1 attack. Okay, that's all.
Cool. So Peter has his turn now.
He is gonna go for extra heads also. Yeah. He's
Okay.
gonna
He
go
also
for it.
has advantage.
Okay, let me just do one more for him then. Okay, so 16 was the highest for him on that one.
16 will just hit.
Ooh. That is 11 damage.
It has 8 heads.
Aha! And the other one. That is a 21 to hit.
That'll hit.
That is 8 damage.
It has 7 heads.
Ooh! Alright, guys, you got this.
We got this, guys.
That'll bring us to Lalia.
Hurry, stop the shit out of it!
What was that?
Curse stomp.
Hurry, stop the shit out of it!
Alright. Taking a page out of Zanzidar's book. Wait, how many heads are left?
7.
7. Ugh, I've always wanted to use this spell, and there's never a good time to use it, so I'm gonna use it. You guys watch as ghostly forms of centaurs appear around Lalia, floating, looking creepy AF as she casts Spirit Shroud on herself. We're talking cleric spells, so we'll throw this one in the mix.
Ow.
She's feeling darkly, so she's gonna calibrate the damage to necrotic. And then she will step up if she has room, hopefully. Or this was all for naught.
I mean, you can kind of like shove Bink to the side if you want to.
Yeah.
If that's
Bink,
allowed.
move.
You're trying to get within 5 feet?
Yeah.
You could get under Peter.
Okay. And as
'Cause Peter can float.
she gets close to Peter and Bink, you guys both feel a cold chill. And then she will swing twice with the Holy Zidanian Avenger.
Cool.
The first is gonna be, wow, 19.
Still hits.
Okay, I'll go ahead and roll the second attack first here. The second will be, goodness gracious. Okay, 23.
Hits.
So bear with me as I do this. It's gonna be 13 bludgeoning on the first plus 8 radiant
Cool.
plus, could have just rolled those together, but 7 necrotic.
So it's like 30 damage on a hit.
Yep.
You smash 2 heads.
Okay.
5 left.
And the second one is, ooh, that's a nice roll. 16 bludgeoning plus 5 radiant and 2 necrotic, 7 total.
Okay.
And as he's taken these blows, he cannot regain hit points until the start of Lalia's next turn.
Cool.
So however many heads are left.
4.
See, it's still down. And that will end her turn. Well, anybody else trying to get in here, or am I good to stand here?
You're probably good to stand there.
All right, I will
Probably
stand here.
Fly over it.
Sorry, Peter and Bink, for the creepy coldness. It is a side effect of a spell. And that will
Alright.
end her turn.
That'll bring us to Zanzidar, floating in the cavern.
So as far as vigils go, where are the heads compared to where my friends are? Are they all standing like within 5 feet of the heads? Like,
Yeah,
could
so
I fly over and bomb the entire area with my breath weapon?
yeah, so thematically, it's 4 heads are within 5 feet, and the necks, and it's kind of like if you took a bowl of spaghetti and just threw it on the ground. It's probably like there's some necks laying on some feet, there's some heads between legs. This thing is just kind of all over the floor now. But the mass of its body is 10 feet away.
So I'm going to go right over top of its body.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go under the assumption that if it has no internal organs left, then its heads are not going to be able to regrow, and it's basically not going to be a threat. So I'm going to land on top of it where I think the heart would be,
Okay.
and I'm going to look directly down and open my mouth and breath weapon right into its heart.
Okay.
Dexterity saving throw 20.
It is unconscious and prone. It fails.
Alright. So 20 force damage.
Cool.
And then
As you blow this force damage into its heart, you see its body shudder and one of its heads just kind of snaps and begins to shrivel. You
for
gather.
shits and giggles, I'm going to use my attack action to also do my lightning breath weapon
Cool.
at its heart.
All right.
Clear, zap. For 19 lightning damage.
Nice. You see this lightning energy travels to the heart. You see it sputter for a moment as it starts to slow, and that pulse of electricity snakes up the necks, and you see another one of the heads kind of, its eyes flash with electrical power for a moment as its neck snaps and twists from the shock. You
And
gather.
I'm going to take off right back up into the air again.
Cool. You gather that it only has 2 potentially usable heads left.
That's going to end my turn right there.
Cool. That'll bring us to Aiden.
Okay. Yeah, hit more heads.
Okay.
Woohoo!
It's freaking Wacka Hydra. What we're playing right now.
Right? I was thinking the same thing.
Okay, so hit with advantage because it's prone.
Yep.
First attack's a 29 to hit.
You got it.
Second attack is another 29 to hit.
You got it. You can roll damage if you want, but that's 2 more heads cleaved off.
Well, the third hit's a natural 20.
Okay. Yeah. So you make a good dent. You take off the 2 remaining heads that seem to have been active as this thing just kind of flops on the ground. And you take another stab into its cavity to try and just wrench as much life force out of it as you possibly can.
Is this thing still sputtering?
It seems to be still for the moment.
Huh?
Anything
you said
else?
it's still. Is it non-moving? Okay. Fuck it. I have a hasted action that I'm gonna lose and start throwing up after this combat. Why not? Cool, another natural 20.
Whoa! You got it. You double crit on this thing. If it had life force left, it doesn't. This thing appears to be like an open husk of a creature in front of your party.
I think it's dead now.
Anything else?
As a matter of fact, no. As a matter of fact, no.
Okay. Wonderful. So as
Besides, I can throw up. That's it.
So as you have carved open this creature almost like a Thanksgiving turkey, you guys see that it is not moving on the ground. Its rib cage slashed open, its heart exploded. You see as its body begins to knit back together, and the 11 necks split, and you see 22 heads begin to grow. But it doesn't seem to regain any vitality or consciousness. Anybody that wants to figure out how to stop this thing before you get a 1,000-headed Hydra can make a nature check or a history check to see if your character remembers. So Zan, you would be stuck to a nature check.
Yeah.
Or I'd give you Arcana.
I got
got
a dirty
these.
20 on history.
Exact same roll that I got last time.
Yeah.
17.
Okay. So the DC for this one, a history check, if you as a player don't remember, was a 20. An Arcana check for something like this was also a 20. But Aiden hit the history check. So you remember, it takes you, obviously, a few moments. You need fire, and you need it quick.
Oh, look, my torch. Huh.
Yep.
I got it. I need fire.
I look in my bag, I'm like, oh crap, I got my My freaking torch sword.
Zan, fucking fireball this thing!
Once you guys get out of the range,
Do it anyway!
Do it anyway.
You just
I'll
see like
fucking
22
send it.
heads about to launch their full-fledged attacks at us.
And like, I think it's dead as its fucking necks just start wobbling out like.
Like noodles.
Well,
Oh,
if you had not prevented it from regaining health, it would have sprouted 22 heads and regained 220 health.
Wee.
I would not have been able to martial prowess that one away, bud.
But I won't make you expend any spell slots or anything of that nature. You, utilizing your torch, some of your innate magical abilities, you begin to set the body aflame. And you see as the flames lick, the vitality seeps, the 22 sprouting heads collapse back onto the ground and begin to just shrivel and decay as you see it before you.
Are there any pieces that are turning into like a jerky?
Probably.
All right.
There's quite a bit of skin
Yeah.
that has now been like roasted.
Lolly's gonna find some Hydra bacon to give to Zydan.
Sure. Easily enough. Zydan's like, bro, this is pretty good.
I'm glad you like it.
You just see Bink cutting it off like a piece of turkey and just like nibbling on it.
Well, but you have successfully slayed the almost 22-headed Hydra. I think we should take a quick pee break, and then we'll
It
pick
needs
back
to go.
up and see where you want to go.
Nate needs to go throw up for a second.
Right. So, bringing us back in here. You guys have successfully made your way a little farther into the caverns and encountered a wandering hydra down here in the darkness. After quite a few rounds of combat, a little bit of remembering, you finally found your way to utilizing fire and preventing this creature from regrowing or continuing its life cycle, as you have ended it, slaughtered it, eaten parts of it. What would you like to do?
Well, that took a bit of time. I'm gonna land, obviously, because my spell only lasts a minute.
Cool. Aiden gets his 6 seconds of lethargy as his haste wears off.
Alright, are we ready to start running again?
Yep. As I hop back on Peter.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Keeping the same marching order.
Does that mean Aiden's in front?
No, it was Bink and Peter up front.
I thought Aiden took the lead after we.
No, he took the lead after, like...
Oh, okay. Then yeah, we'll switch it. My bad.
I'd say the pace would probably slow down depending on how much distance you still have left.
You don't know how
What's
much
fine with you?
distance you have left.
What do you want?
Yeah, we go back to a regular walking pace at least for the next hour.
Okay. So, as you guys continue on
Well,
a little bit
I'll ask
farther.
that. I'll ask that. Would you allow that as a short rest if nothing happened for the next hour and nothing strenuous is going on?
Unfortunately,
Just
no.
be-
You would have to actually sit still.
Stop, yeah. I think it can happen while we're moving.
As you have gathered, about every 30 or 40 feet, there's a cavern that could be a creature. And as you continue to walk, you have to take a look and inspect. So you are constantly on guard in this area, as it is hazardous, and there are creatures everywhere. So you would have to actually find a safe location to sit and take your breath without moving forward.
Oh yeah.
Because, yeah, like I said, you have come across hundreds of small paths that lead off, and any one of these could contain a threat. Most of them have been benign creatures, rats, things of that nature, but any one of them could be something dangerous, so it'd be hard to let your guard down for that long.
Donna. Donna.
Fair enough.
Donna. Donna.
If you'd like to try and find a spot to take a short rest, you're welcome to. But I will warn you, you'd have to roll for it.
Is it gonna be survival?
Finding it is not the roll.
No.
Getting a short rest out of it is the roll.
Oh. To see if it remains uninterrupted.
Yep.
Okay. No, we can keep going.
Okay. So as you guys continue down the path, keeping a clever eye out, within the next hour or so, you again gather that the traces of this creature, this Rimmeraz, are fresher and fresher as you continue on. You're not catching up at the pace you were when you were running, but you gather you are still making progress on this creature. Whoever has not yet, I would like somebody to roll a d6.
Somebody roll. Somebody roll.
Don't give us another Hydra.
Alright.
I think Bink and Aiden have rolled, so either Lalia or
Yep.
Zan.
I can roll.
Cool.
3.
Okay. Let me see what a 3 is. Awesome. Roll a d20 for me.
You got it. 17.
Excuse me. Okay, so as you are continuing down this path, most of an hour has gone by. You are seeing much of what you've seen before. You're making progress. At some point, Lalia, you pick up on something, kind of echoing through the cave and eventually hits the rest of your ears. It sounds like whimpering. Almost like a dog that's been hurt, but a little more guttural, a little deeper sounding, something larger. It sounds like it's echoing from a space ahead of you. You are slowly getting closer to this sound, as eventually you all begin to pick up on it.
Can I tell how far ahead of us it is?
Maybe 100 yards or so.
Oh.
You can't see any. You can see 100 yards ahead, and you don't see anything on the path.
Okay.
Do you all continue as you get closer to this sound?
Yeah, but given the uncertainty of what's causing the sound, how does the party feel about trying to go stealthy?
We can give it our best shot.
Oh.
Okay. Everybody roll a stealth check for me.
Hey, Peter, you gotta be really, really careful.
Oh my god.
Do I have to do a stealth check for Peter also?
Yep.
I don't know it, so I'll do one for me, and then I don't know how to do his, but okay.
It would be plus whatever his dexterity modifier is.
What's his dexterity? Do. You got +2. So D20 +2. You got 15.
Okay, well, I'm beyond.
I got 23, and my Peter got 15.
Nice.
I think that was everybody. Did anybody get lower than a 10?
Yep.
Oh, Zan.
Zan.
Okay.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh, fuck.
So as you are all creeping along,
So what I can do
Mhm.
is I can do magical guidance when you make an ability check that fails, but we didn't learn if it failed or succeeded.
I
Spend
am
one
telling
sorcery
you,
point.
I will tell you in this moment for the use of that skill, you have failed
Oh, okay.
by 1.
Oh no!
I'll spend a sorcery point and try and reroll then.
Okay.
Nice. That's a cool.
Don't forget about daily inspiration. Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Yeah!
So as you guys are trying to be careful, trying to be quiet, making your way down this passage, you eventually come to where you can hear these sounds fairly clearly, and you can see ahead of you that there is another opening on the side. It looks like maybe a recessed cavern with a small entrance. You all very carefully try to make your way past it while kind of viewing, maybe paying attention to what's in there. Zan, you stumble and you almost fall into this area, but you manage to pull yourself back. But you all see before you, it does not seem to notice you. But you see within this side cavern a very similar thing to what you saw when you first entered. There appears to be a Yeti nurturing some wounds in this side chamber, and this creature appears to be about 20 or 25 feet tall if it were standing. And you see that this area it is in has another path that leads out. So you gather that he doesn't regularly spend time in the area you guys are walking, so it's really not his focus. He seems to be paying more attention to his own entrance and exit way, but nonetheless, he is there, and you are sneaking by him, currently unnoticed.
Did it get colder as we walked past? Because that's entrance out.
Yep, you do feel some cold air coming in through this small opening. It's almost like there was a small cave-in in the tunnel that you're walking through that caused a hole into this gentleman's bedroom, basically.
Poor guy.
Doesn't seem like this is something he utilizes, but nonetheless, it looks like maybe the Rimmeraz smelled him and burst into his lair. There are definitely some recent scratch marks here, but it would appear that this creature was able to fend off the Rimmeraz and is nursing its wounds. But you're unnoticed. If you'd like, you can continue on, or if there's some interaction you would like to have there, you're welcome to.
Nah, Pink's good.
Pretty sure that thing would be hostile.
You gather it's probably not in the best mood right now.
Get him back away.
Aiden, any thoughts?
No, I'm not fucking with the Yeti right now.
Okay.
Let it be to its own devices.
We've got it. So, moving on, I will give you one other piece of information that you have picked up. The wounds on that creature, you would have noticed that there was some blood still in the crevice or in the area between you and it, where presumably the Rimmeraz would have been. You see that there is still warm blood in that area. So you gather this did not happen very long ago. So as you continue on, final stretch here, I would like whoever's left to roll me a d6.
Me.
Zanzibar.
5.
Okay. Alright. So as you continue for the next hour or two, nothing else really seems to pull your attention. You get safe passage from anything openly hostile or largely dangerous. You find a couple caverns still with smaller creatures, remnants of things maybe trampled or eaten by the Rimmeraz. You have now just about caught up. You are seeing very, very recent splotches of magma, icy crystals that have not yet thawed in this room temperature cavern on the walls and the ceiling around you. You see scratch marks that still smell of this creature. You see every now and then a little trickle of warm blood from where this thing had a couple tussles or tassels with things in this cavern on its way down. Upon on the next hour or so. You have traveled now for a solid 5 or 6 hours, and you knew beforehand you were only about 8 hours behind, and you rushed for a couple. You see ahead of you where the tunnel appears to open up, and you can see a source of light ahead. It looks like some sort of chamber, some sort of large alcove is before you. You all hear sounds. Who here speaks Draconic?
Me.
Aiden also does.
I think.
Me.
Let
Cool.
me double check that.
I can do comprehend languages.
So those of you that speak Draconic, you immediately pick up on this conversation, these words being said. Bink, you can cast the spell if you'd like, or you can wait for your friends to relay it, but you do hear the voices.
I'll let them relay it.
Okay, so you guys hear. At first, it's just kind of echoing words. It's kind of hard to make it out at first. It's almost like playing the telephone game. Was that really a word? And then as you get closer to this opening, to whatever chamber lies beyond, you hear shouts, you hear screams, and the words coming through sound like the screams of battle. Prepare! Go to the flank! Other way! No, stab it! Stab it more! Jeff!
They're fighting the river.
My name's Jeff.
Then you hear these bestial roars of a creature you recognize, the creature you're following. You definitively can tell at this point, given the smell of lava and sulfur and the freezing crystalline structures ahead of you, that the Rimmeraz you've been tracking is in the area ahead of you. It is.
When we get to the entrance to this cave, maybe a little bit back, I'm gonna throw up a minor illusion wall so that we can look out without being necessarily seen.
Cool. You do so. Are you guys approaching said illusion wall?
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, that's bright.
Yep, that's a little too bright. Just didn't want
This is why I keep one eye closed.
All right.
Exactly.
Who cast daylight in there, man?
So as you approach this chamber and you appear before you, you do in fact see the Rimmeraz. Looks to be currently in battle with a small group of kobolds? Looks to be about 10 small draconic forms that you have seen before and you recognize as kobolds. Generally cave or cavern dwellers, keeping to themselves, living in dark spaces or areas. They appear to be in battle with this Rimmeraz as it is snaking around, taking snaps at all of them. You see them coordinating as best they can. Everybody make an insight check.
My specialty. Watch, I said that number.
Ah, good roll.
Beyond.
Yeah.
Give me a sec. Why isn't it? There we go. Natural 20. 26.
Okay.
Initiative.
Wrong I word, but natural 20 nonetheless. I'll give it to you.
Wait, what?
I said insight, not initiative.
No!
That's okay. Don't re-roll. I'm going to keep your natural 20. So those of you above a 15.
Bruh.
So Aiden, your focus is on the Rimmeraz. This is the thing that you've been tracking. This is what you want. This was your goal. This was your destination, and you see it before you. The rest of you gather. These kobolds are not gonna last. They do not stand a chance against this creature. But it's your choice. They cannot see you. It cannot see you. You are standing behind an illusory wall, watching 10 kobolds on the verge of massacre. What would you like to do?
Wait, there's no other race in charge or anything?
You
That's the
see 10
kobold that we
kobolds and a Rimmeraz duking it out.
Because Connor wasn't involved in the combat with the Rimmeraz the first time, what's good against this creature?
That's a great question.
Ranged attacks and nothing cold or fire.
Okay.
If you get up close, you're gonna get burned, and that's not a metaphor.
I'm willing to save the kobolds.
Oh yeah, Lalia's willing.
Aiden and Bink.
Yes.
Aiden's looking a little bit.
Big
From
pretty good.
From a tactical standpoint, if someone would like to roll an insight, they are more than welcome to.
Sure. 16.
Okay. Judging from the look on Aiden's face, he is willing to engage the Rimmeraz regardless, but something in his complexion sort of gives you the idea that he's looking at this from a tactical standpoint. He has no idea if these kobolds are friendly or if they are going to attempt something while we are fighting the Rimmeraz. But at the very least, you know that he is also in agreement that the Rimmeraz needs to go down here and now.
Alright.
Alright. Are we more than 120 feet away?
We can take a look.
It's pretty close. Ooh.
About 100 feet to the Rimmeraz.
Okay. I'd like to fire off a spell.
Okay. So I'll
But
give you
I don't
all.
know if we're rolling initiative first or.
I will give
Oh, wow.
everybody one action at the entrance to this cave before you would be forced to roll initiative, because you are not seen at the moment because you have created this illusion. I'll give you all one action.
Someday I'm gonna be able to use armor.
He used a lot of wisdom. I'm gonna.
So I'll give it to Zanzibar first, since you came up with it. So everybody else think about what you want. Zan, you mentioned throwing a spell at the Rimmeraz. What would you like to throw?
I'm going to use slow.
Okay.
And I get to target 6 creatures. So 5 of the kobolds plus the Rimmeraz.
Okay.
And I'm going to burn 3 spell points to give the Rimmeraz the disadvantage.
Okay. And what is the save on that?
Just had it. Wisdom throw, 20.
Wisdom of 20. Okay. And he has disadvantage, so this gentleman, in order to save, needs 2 natural 20s right now.
Oh my god.
Nope. First roll was a 16. He can't get it. The Rimmeraz is successfully slowed. The kobolds are in the same boat, so I'll roll for them as a group. I'll give them 2 chances. Nope. You have also successfully slowed 5 of the kobolds.
Oh.
That way we're on equal playing field.
All right. Aiden, I believe I heard you begin to speak. Did you have an action?
I do have javelins of lightning, I believe, that I haven't really touched. I can throw one from here, but it's gonna be with disadvantage.
That'd be amazing. Because they have to make dexterity saving throws, right?
Yes, it'd be a DC 13 dex.
Everyone hear our enemy? Are we trying to help the kobolds?
I'm aiming for the Remperaz.
We're
So,
treating the kobolds as collateral damage.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure. Let me look at the description for.
So far, Xavier, Zanzibar is treating the kobolds as collateral damage. Aiden is not looking at the kobolds necessarily. He's just looking at the Rimmeraz. And Lalia, what was your view?
It looks like 10 little guys are in trouble.
Yeah, so Lalia wants to save the kobolds.
They look like they're in trouble. They failed it.
Aiden is more neutral and the standpoint that we're in the middle of a war zone at this point, and not everyone is going to immediately be your friend. So it's more neutral than anything. He'll see how they react first after this initial round.
What is that?
Half of them are slow.
Attacked on all sides.
So can you have a line point out directly from Aiden to the Remmeraz?
Yeah.
Because it's like a light bolt spell, so if it hits, it's going to be in a straight line. And I want to see if there are any kobolds that are going to be in the way.
Nope.
Okay, cool. Okay, so lightning. I'm assuming if I wanted to, well, no, because then I'd be seen. So we'll see here. Okay, so plus 10. Let's see if I can make it happen. Yeah, I'm gonna attempt to throw this javelin of lightning at the Remmeraz.
Cool.
He has a -2 to the dexterity saving throw.
You got it. +1.
Cool. That's a 24 to hit with disadvantage.
Yeah, that'll hit.
Wonderful.
That is a 14 on his dex save.
That still passes. It's a DC 13.
I think it's either or with the Javelin of Lightning. You're either throwing it or you're using the lightning.
It's when you hurl it and speak its command word. So when you throw it and speak its command word, it transforms into a bolt of lightning.
Right.
So is it just... Oh, so if I speak the command word, I don't need to throw it. I just need to have it make the save.
Yeah. And Lightning Bolt, it does half damage if it misses. So.
Yep. Yeah.
Or if he saves. Excuse me.
Yeah. So it's speak the words and have it be a lightning bolt, or you can throw it like a regular javelin. So you are speaking the words. So you do not need to make an attack roll. It's just a save.
It's
wait.
weird.
Yep.
It's very weird.
I have those. The lightning bolt turns back into a javelin when it reaches the target. Make a ranged weapon attack against the target.
Yeah, so it should be 2 paragraphs. At the end where it says make ranged weapon attack against the target, on a hit the target takes damage from the javelin plus 46 lightning damage. That's if you are making a ranged attack. That's not if you are activating the lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Impressed.
So if I just wanted to make the ranged attack, it would be the javelin damage and then the lightning damage?
Yes, yeah, if you made a ranged attack, it would be an on-hit plus 46 lightning damage.
Oh.
Which is what
okay,
you
then
did.
Yeah.
Yeah, then never mind. I'm not going to make a save then. I'm going to have him actually take the damage from me hurling it.
Yeah,
If
okay.
If that's what reading is.
Yep, yeah, because the downside with that half is you would have to throw it with disadvantage and potentially miss.
Yeah, but he's got a beefy arm.
Yep.
So.
Beefy.
Alright, so let me roll damage. So, 1d6. Beyond would stop being. I'm so done with Beyond right now. Something weird. Okay, so that's 8 plus 4d6. So that's 8 piercing and then another 15 points of lightning damage.
Cool. Awesome.
You just see Aiden just chuck Norris this fucking javelin from 100 feet away.
No run up. Just one
Right.
Rah! Awesome sauce.
He-Man.
Bink or Lalian, did either of you have an action you wanted to?
Ooh, can
throw
I
in?
go? I do.
Sure, go ahead.
So as he chucks the wait, what does he chuck again? That turns
A
into
j-
lightning?
Yeah.
It's just a javelin right now, since I didn't speak its command word.
It's a shiny
okay.
javelin.
As he chucks a javelin, you just see like a bolt of lightning flick past him as I use chain lightning.
Oh god.
Wait. Oh god.
Okay. What's
It
the
has
range?
a range of 150 feet, so it has a long range.
Okay. And are you just hitting the Rimmeraz for now?
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna attack the kobolds.
Okay. All right. So you can go ahead and throw a chain lightning out there. Is that a save or a roll to hit?
That is gonna be a it's gonna be a dexterity save
Okay. And it
of
has...
17 or more.
Cool. Well, because of the -2 from slow, it has a -1 to this roll. And that's a 2, so he gets a 1.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Nice.
As I deal 37 damage to it.
Nice.
Ooh.
Kind of just like you kind of just like see it like pierce from like its back to like its head, kind of.
Mm-hmm. You got it. So you crisp it up a little bit. That will leave us with Lalia. Did you have a pre-combat action?
Well, I feel bad now that I'm the only bro out here not doing lightning of some kind. But I will do
Put
my
in a
Eldritch
javelin.
blasts.
Yeah. So Eldritch Blast. 3 rolls?
Yep, just lining it right up with under his chin is where I'm shooting these bolts.
Cool.
So the first is a 17.
That one will miss.
Okay. Second is a natural 20.
Oh, yeah.
Third is a 30.
That'll hit.
Okay, so for those two, it is 1 damage for the regular roll. I can't wait for us to level up, guys. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. And then my second, the crit damage is 12, so 13 damage force total on that.
Your rolls.
Question for you, Chris.
What was that?
Question. If I remember correctly, when we fought this Remoraz, the AC to hit was 19, I believe. Since I landed on that exact number during the combat, and I just hit, as you described it.
Yeah.
Oh, slow. Does that decrease their AC?
Let me
Yeah,
double
slow.
check.
Yeah, slow decreases AC by 2 as well.
Yeah, let me double check. I thought I had set it at 18.
Well, either way, then.
Yep,
My
AC
17.
is 18.
So my 17 would hit with slow.
16. Yep.
So then the last 4. Thank you, Aiden. Oh, that was almost another 1. We'll add 7 to that.
You might have been right, Aiden. There were 2 different Rimmerazes. One of them was bigger. This is the
that is
smaller
true.
one.
So it might have been the bigger one that had the 19.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have AC 18 for Rimmeraz 1, AC 19 for Rimmeraz 2. And I'm pretty sure you guys killed 2, and 1's the one that got away.
After chomping down on a poor soldier.
Yeah.
Thank God.
So what was the extra damage?
7.
Another 7. Okay.
Whole 7 damage.
Your rolls aren't coming through for me. Is that just me?
Oh. I don't know.
Did
Can you guys
Let me
see
look.
Lalia's rolls?
Let me see. I wasn't paying attention.
Let me
Believe
see.
so.
No, only me. last-
You check to see if you have it set to everyone.
I
up
do.
top for send to.
I'm wrong.
Maybe
I
just
can't
reload
see it.
the page.
Might be beyond again. It's been acting funky for me.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm totally rolling to
Hey.
everyone. Are you kidding me? You
I see
dirty
it now.
bastard. I'm counting that.
Nat 20 on deception.
Totally rolling to everybody. Don't worry.
Oh, boy.
She was. Her deception succeeds.
Yep.
Right?
Oh, man. Alright, so you have all successfully launched some attacks. You've gotten a nice chunk of damage on this creature. Go ahead and have everybody roll initiative for me.
9.
Wow. Lolly is not going last.
Okay, so it looks like our initiative is going to be. Oh, I forgot to roll the kobolds. Okay, so top of the list we've got Zanzadar with a 17. We've got Aiden with a 14. Then we're going to have the Rimaraz with a 14 but a lower dex. Then we have Lalia with a 13. We have the Kobolds with a 12. And bringing up the rear, Bink with a 9. I believe I got everybody there. So that will bring us to the top of initiative with Zanzadar.
Oh boy.
Time to make haste. Oh my god.
Hold
A
on.
lot of ground to cover.
Yeah.
To get that out on the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Rib.
Connor posted the initiative.
Sweet.
It's Zan's turn. He's
Oh.
thinking.
Got it.
Alright, so I'm gonna walk forward 30 feet
Okay.
and towards the Rimaraz.
Alright.
And I will be like, your saviors are here. And then I'm going to grab Aiden with Vortex Warp. And I'm gonna shoot him 90 feet towards the Rimaraz.
Okay.
So the lightning bolt comes down, seemingly out of nowhere, hits Aiden, and then the lightning bolt teleports to where his location would be closer to the Rimaraz.
Okay.
And
Is
she
it,
to this thing.
is it 90 feet from you or 90 feet from where the creature was?
90 feet from me, I believe.
Okay. Then you could set him right next to the Rimaraz.
Because it was 100 feet from the entrance.
Yep.
Yep,
Boing.
I will do that.
Whee!
So Aiden, you throw this lightning javelin, and then all of a sudden you're next to it.
My god.
Is there light in here, by the way? Like, is
Yes,
this lighted?
there is what appears to be like some braziers, some flames, some sort of natural lighting. It seems like this is a space that the kobolds probably utilize or inhabit, and they each have some torches and things as well.
Okay, if I knew that information, I would have my shield out instead. No more torch.
Yep, yeah, that's fine because you guys saw the light ahead of you. So
Okay, cool.
And I'm going to end my turn there.
All right.
Okay, that'll bring us to Aiden.
Okie dokie. Boy, it's gonna be fun hitting this thing.
I know, right?
Actually, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna use my bonus action to drink a potion of invulnerability.
Cool.
And then I'm gonna hit.
Go for it.
First attack is a 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
Second one is an 18 to hit.
That'll hit.
Nope, third one's not gonna hit. What the hell?
Ooh.
This is what they ever. So, damage. Beyond would stop making me want to punch my laptop, that'd be wonderful. Okay, so that first one. Wow, but it's a lot of damage. 22 slashing damage.
Cool.
And no damage taken because of your potion, right?
No, it's halved.
Oh, it's halved.
Yep, so it's... You hit
Well, in
twice,
this-
so it's 20
this hit-
points of fire coming at you.
Is it? Would you allow it to be quartered? Because I also have resistance to fire from my Frostbrand.
What does the potion read?
Let me read it quick. Potion of invulnerability. 1 minute after you drink the potion, you have resistance to all damage.
Resistance does not stack with resistance. If the potion said you take half damage from fire instead of saying resistance, it would. But resistance doesn't stack on resistance, so it would be halved.
Oh. Well. No
If
point-
you want
no point
to
in me-
reverse taking the potion, knowing that
since
now,
I'm
you can
already-
do that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that then, since I already am getting resistance from my Frostbrand.
Yep. Yeah, anything that gives resistance, you can't stack specifically, but there are some abilities that say you take half damage from things instead of using the word resistance. I allow those to stack.
Okay. Shit, 20 points of fire.
Yep, so it'd be half to
Okay.
10 for you.
Okay.
5 from each.
Sweet. And I'm gonna keep doing my hit and run tactics with my mobile feet. So I'm gonna back up. About 20 feet.
You got it.
And that'll be my turn.
Alright. That'll bring us to the Rimmeraz. He is going to roll d20 to see who he's more interested in. These kobolds that look like potato chips, or the big guy that slapped him. Big guy that slapped him.
Oof.
So the Rimmeraz turns to look at you, Aiden.
All fucking slow motion like it's a fucking horror movie.
And he comes towards you. His speed is halved, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, so he gets about here. He's only got 15. Realizes he can't reach you and is instead going to use his one attack to bite this kobold.
Oh,
Not the kobold.
And for reference, these kobolds have an AC of 15.
Oh no. They're so squishy, guys.
And this gentleman has a plus 11 to hit.
Natural 1. Natural 1.
And that
I get him
is,
my natural one.
that is a 9, so that is a 20.
Oof.
You watch as this kobold next to him is chopped in half by his incisors.
Ouch.
Well, come on, he was in slow motion. You can't dodge a thing in slow motion?
The
No,
kobold
you're
was
also
also
in
in slow motion.
Yep, you also slowed the half of the kobolds.
This is a straight up movie cinematic moment.
So you guys watch as this Rimmeraz goes to bite this small kobold that just very like Matrix style tries to avoid it, but actually accidentally just leans into the mouth and is bitten in half.
Man, if you were hasted right now, this whole thing would be crazy.
Yeah.
Be like
You-
hammying over the head.
You see the other 9 kobolds, 5 of which are not slowed, just start screaming, "No! Not Jeff!"
Well, rip Jeff.
If that is the Rimraz's turn, that brings us to Lalia.
All right. So.
Rimmeraz can do a wisdom saving throw at the end of its turn to get rid of slow.
18.
Nope.
That was all I confidence there, Chris.
No, I know his DC's 20. That wasn't happening.
Hey, you rolled it. That's something. Lalia's gonna start heading that way. She's gonna use her feetsies.
70 feet.
70 feet. Whereabouts? Ooh, that's right. He moved.
I'll get you right next to Aiden, basically.
Hello.
Aren't
Should
you
be-
just supposed to be the fast one?
No, I just have long legs. Oh.
But you have double mine.
Yeah, so the back ones were still catching up. Oh, what do I want to do? I don't want to waste a spell to move 10 feet. What have I got?
Gotta check a javelin then if you have one.
Yeah, Lalia throwing a javelin is real cute.
I mean, yeah, you're gonna have disadvantage here.
She needs a little more than disadvantage. Oh, you know what? Is he within 10 feet of her?
Yep.
Sick. She'll use her vow of enmity.
Mm-hmm.
Anonymity.
Anonymity. And you know, you are going to down, and so that gives her advantage. Why is her javelin of lightning +10? That cannot be right. There's no way.
Pretty sure javelin uses strength.
It shouldn't.
Javelin does use strength as a attack roll.
For when it's melee, not when you throw it.
Oh.
Let me read up on the property it has.
Because I have another javelin in here that is accurate. It's just the javelin of lightning that's
What's the other javelin?
+2, which is what it's supposed to be. Although even that's wrong. Have I customized these or something? I have.
It might be Dex. I'm not sure.
I think it's supposed to be Dex, which means that I should have a +7 and not a
If a
+10.
weapon is a thrown property, you can live and make a range attack. Hmm.
Because I think I have to be in melee to be able to use strength.
Yeah.
Okay. What's my proficiency bonus? I'm just gonna roll a d20. But anyway, I'm throwing the javelin of lightning. I just have the math wrong in D&D Beyond.
But you have proficiency with simple melee weapons, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So I get to add my proficiency bonus. It's just not a +10.
Yep.
It's a +7, I think.
Hang
Because
on.
my
let me
dex
see
is 2.
something.
And my proficiency bonus is 5.
I see why. So while the javelin can be thrown, it can also be used as a melee weapon, which
Yeah.
is why you're getting the strength modifier.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So it can. So that +10 is right.
Yeah, if a weapon is a melee weapon, you use the same ability modifier for the attack roll and damage roll that you would use for a melee attack with the weapon.
Right.
For example, if you throw a hand axe, you use your strength. But if you throw a dagger, you can use either your strength or your dex, since the dagger has finesse. So since this is a javelin and it has the thrown ability, you can use either. So you can use your strength if you want.
I can use my strength. Wow. Okay. Learn something new every day. Okay, let me fix this then. Thanks, guys. Okay. So, in that case, I don't know why I used... Well, no, I really don't like this Rimmeraz, so I'm okay with using my Channel Divinity. But rolling with advantage as I chuck this at his faces. 26 to hit.
Yep, absolutely.
So that is... What did we figure this out was, Aiden? It's
It'd be 1d6, and then you roll another 4d6 of lightning damage.
Thank you.
Ooh,
That
max
one's
boost.
mine. Don't pick them both up. Molly says as she throws. Yours is over there. So 24 damage total.
Nice. So you get another lightning bolt into this creature as its body shudders. Any bonus action?
My bonus action was my
Oh, your vow.
Vow,
That's right.
yep.
Okay. Then that will bring us to the kobolds. Number one is dead.
His name is Jeff.
Yep. So 1, 5, 10, 15, 2, 5, 10,
Oh, please don't.
15,
Please don't hit. Please don't hit the Ramaraz kobolds.
10.
They're just trying to.
The 4 slowed ones run up. And because of pack tactics, all 4 of them have advantage on their hit.
Oh no.
Oh god.
But they've got like a +2. And they need
They
an
can still hit.
18. So the first one gets a 19. He's dead.
Rip.
The second
Aw.
will miss with a 10. The third will miss with a natural 1 and a 6. And the fourth slowed one will miss with an 11. So you watch as 4 of these kobolds go running up and start stabbing it, and their little blades are just slow motion scraping this thing's husk and not making any damage. You see one of them takes a second and pierces this thing's hide with its little dagger, and you watch as an explosion of fiery hot blood just covers this kobold, who doesn't even have enough time to scream because he's in slow motion. And his little body melts onto the floor. The other 5 kobolds, however, ain't that dumb, and they pull out short bows.
There we go.
And I believe they have pack tactics because a friend is within 5 feet.
Yep.
So that'll be 5 crossbow bolts with advantage, all with a +2. So the first one gets a natural 20. The second one gets a 12, so that'll miss. The third one is going to miss. The fourth one, 14, 15, will miss with a 16. And the last guy will hit with a 19. So that's going to be 3d6 plus 4 total damage. 6, 10,
Wait.
12.
So its current AC is 18 with the slowed.
Its current AC is 16 with the slow.
So the crossbowman who got a 16 hit, right? I thought you said
You're
you
right.
missed.
So another d6 and another 2. So a total of 21 points of damage from these kobolds.
Good show, guys.
Right.
You see the 5 that aren't slowed kind of see you guys and like, hey, you help kill Worm.
Yes, that's what we're doing.
Kill Big Worm.
All right.
Kill it.
Yep.
Kill it dead.
Are they giving us orders or are they asking us for help?
You're not
I
sure.
don't give a shit.
Oh no.
That brings us to Bink. Back at the
Alrighty.
entrance.
Oh my god. Can I make Peter move?
Yeah, since you're riding him, you can activate his movement first.
Okay, I'm gonna activate his movement first. And how big is the ceiling now? Does it change, or is it just like...
Once you get into
Bigger.
this cavern, it appears to be a little closer, like 35, 40 feet high.
Yeah, I can take off then. Okay, so I'm gonna...
So you
Once I, like... How many feet would that be to, like, make my way in?
You are right on the edge. I was letting everybody start right here on the edge because you all could have crowded up. So you are currently less than 100 feet from this guy. He is 80 feet away from you, 75 feet to get into melee range.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the first few feet in, like the first step in, kind of. I don't know how many feet that is to actually start flying. I'm gonna once I like get 5 feet in, I'm gonna start flying, which will then go from 40 to 80 feet because I'm flying now, and I'll use whatever feet. I'll double that. Start flying.
Okay. Yeah, I'll give you the full movement because you could just Peter could just launch himself
It's
out
like,
of the doorway.
Oh, he just like gallops like twice and then starts flying. So you can like kind of like double whatever feet it takes for him to get in, and then just use the rest to fly towards him.
Yep. So you've got a full 80 feet of flight, or 160 if you're dashing or doubling or whatever. But yeah, he's got full. Where you headed?
I'm gonna start flying straight towards it,
Okay.
but not straight up in its face. Not straight up in its face just yet. Yeah, Bink is gonna get off right about there.
Okay.
And then as I get off, I'm gonna make Peter. Could I make Peter attack first? Do you mind if I make him attack first?
Yeah, you can send Peter first. That's fine.
Okay, so
He
yeah.
shares your
So he
initiative.
kind of like drops me off, and he goes straight for kind of like his back.
Okay. So Peter continues in for the attack.
21 to hit,
That'll hit.
5 damage,
Cool. Peter takes 10.
Ouch.
and it's 14 hit.
That one will miss.
And you see him going for a claw attack this time, and he misses.
So as Peter goes in and makes his beak attack, he pulls off a little shred of this thing's insect-like husk, and he gets a squirt of flaming hot blood in his face. So he takes 10 points of fire damage.
Oh boy.
Okay.
But that'll give you Peter. And what about Bink's turn?
Hey, Bink. I don't have any frost spells. I got nothing cool to the touch, so that is a good question. You know what? I'm gonna use gravity sinkhole upwards though. Enough that it's out of that's not in Peter's way, so I'm allowed to use it in the air.
Yep. Yeah, you can target a point in the air.
So I'm kind of gonna like hug it in the air at a single point, and it needs to make a Constitution saving throw of 17 or more. Can I kind of direct where it is, or do you just have a general idea of kind of? It's out of the range of like the kobolds and Peter, so it's kind of like a tug in the opposite direction.
Yep. Yeah, not a problem. We'll
Okay.
just arbitrarily put it like above his head, just a little bit to the
Yeah,
west.
it's a 20-foot radius. That's why I'm like, I don't know if I need to be specific about this.
Yeah, I mean, what's your range? to
It's
cast it?
120 in range.
Oh, yeah. You could absolutely get it out of anybody else's line. And his con save is a 17.
No! So he doesn't get tugged, but he takes half. He will take half damage,
Cool.
which is. God damn it! That was such a high roll. Also, 30 damage is half damage.
Jesus.
They got it 60. Dag damn it!
All right. Yeah. So as you gravity sinkhole, you see that this creature, it's just a little bit too big for your spell's energy to pick it up, but you do see it stretching and pulling on this creature's vitality as part of its hull starts to shatter and break apart, and pieces fly up towards your gravity sinkhole. It's still standing, but it's looking pretty rough. You have a bonus action still, I believe, if you'd like to do anything with that.
I'm gonna toss my Tears Rapier at him. Activate the word.
Cool.
The bird is the word! As I toss it. Yep. Big just shouts out, the bird is the word! And that is the word. And it activates and it hits him, and natural one, but it hits with the 15.
That, unfortunately, will miss.
Ah.
Yep. Nat 1s on Tyr's rapier still count as a natural failure.
Okay.
Yep, just like your weapon attacks. It's still a weapon, so...
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it goes to take a slash, and it just kind of bounces off of this thing's carapace for the moment. You still have movement if you'd like to go anywhere.
I'm kind of gonna go make sure I'm out of line of sight. Just go behind it.
Okay. Just kind of waddle
One
over
more
here a
step-
little bit.
One more step back.
Like that?
Yeah. Yeah, right there.
Alright.
In that mid-turn.
Cool. Brings us back to the top with Zydan.
Zanzibar.
Zanzibar.
Lucy big tossing his sword a lot. This rapier a lot.
Ugh.
I choose you, rapier.
Oh, yeah, another one
The
of
funny
balls.
thing is, a sword is a Pokemon in Sword and Shield.
Mhm.
Not even that. X-Y. Oh.
What is Zidam doing?
Nothing, I meant Zanzibar.
I know. I just had to-
Zydan is trying to reach forward to take a bite out of this thing's ass, and Lolly's like, "You don't want to do that. That's going to hurt."
See his little mimic lips like, huh, I'm gonna cut this. Just a ship.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Scorching Ray, and I'm gonna use a sorcery point to mid-flight turn it to electricity.
Cool.
First roll. 16.
That will just hit because of your slow.
Nice.
Okay. Second is a 23.
Yep.
And then third is a 19.
You got it.
So, 8 points on the first, 6 points on the second, and 10 on the third.
Alright.
Nice.
Well, thankfully you got at least 1 point of damage on the last one. Because with 15 health, how would you like to do this?
Yeah. Excuse me.
You know what? I'm going to aim for its legs, make it teeter off balance, and then I'm going to watch the slow kobolds beat it to death.
Okay. You do so, and you watch as this creature just slowly tumbles, and the kobolds at its feet just continue to poke at it as its corpse falls lifeless on the ground.
And since they don't seem harmful to us, I'm going to drop slow on them.
Okay.
And then they attack.
Right?
As you drop your slow on these creatures, and they are looking at this slayed Rimraz ahead of you, the 3 that were next to it kind of shake off their slow, and the 5 behind, and all of them look up at you, and almost in unison, "We kill it, we eat it."
Go for it. It's spicy.
Ours. And you watch as all 8 of them that are remaining run up and start to just carve this beast. You see them being very careful with the blood, but just slowly starting to tear this thing apart into chunks of meat. One of them, presumably not Jeff, maybe one with a little bit of authority, kind of walks over to you, to the group. "You help. You want meat?"
I suppose I could go for some dinner.
Okay. 10 gold.
Curses.
Curses.
I'll hand over 10 gold.
Okay. He looks at the other ones. "Baby dragon, eat."
Baby dragon eat?
Yeah.
I think that's you, Zanzibar.
Oh, it was 10 gold for just me? Okay.
And I think you are the baby dragon.
Yeah.
See one of the other kobolds, a little bit smaller than the one that was talking to you, kind of waddles over to you, Zanzibar, with a chunk of flaming flesh, and looks up at you and says, "Here, this your dinner. 10 gold, all yours."
I already gave 10 gold.
Yes, that's why I give you meat.
Okay. I'm gonna snatch it.
Cool. You have 1 pound of uncooked Rimmeraz meat.
Uncooked.
Yeah, they just...
They just killed it.
Yeah, that's a pretty fair price, I would say.
This is like those restaurants where they serve you the raw meat in the like fiery rock, and you got to cook it yourself.
With all of the
Take it.
electrical damage and things like that, it's like at best rare. You might want to put a little more time into it.
I'd take a bite out of it. Maybe it's like sushi.
Speaking of lightning, I want to go pick up my freaking javelin.
Ditto.
You take a bite out of it without washing it off. You take 5 points of fire damage.
Oof.
Oh god! I said it was spicy.
Why is it spicy?
All of the kobolds look at you and just start laughing. Baby dragon dum dum.
I've been saying this for months. No.
But the presumably leader of the pack at the moment looks back at the rest of you. Thank you for helping. Anybody else want meat?
I think my hammer here might appreciate some.
He kind of cocks his head like, huh?
Zydan, now you got me all thrown off. I'm gonna call it Zanzibar. Zydan, would you like some?
He's like, yeah, bro, I could do, yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, he will take some.
The kobold's like, okay, 10 gold.
10 gold, alright. You are getting expensive, Zydan.
It's alright, bro.
I'll hand over the 10 gold.
Cool.
Are there any living kobolds who are injured, or are the only ones still alive the ones who didn't manage to hit? Okay.
Nope, it was pretty much sink or swim.
Gotcha.
They're either full health or dead.
Okay.
But he motions for one of them, and another smaller kobold runs over and presents you a piece of meat.
Okay. I'll feed it to Zydan. You're going to get fat if we spend too much time down here.
Yeah,
So
bro.
many good things to snack on.
The slightly bigger kobold looks around at the rest of you. Anybody else? Okay. Well, why are you down here? This kobold area.
You're looking at one of the reasons why I'm down here. He points to the now dead Ramaraz.
This your pet?
No.
As he pulls out 2 daggers. Good. Why you chase it?
Because it attacked some of our friends. So we came to kill it.
Well, you're too late. We killed it first.
Don't think that's how I remember it going down, but alright. If I remember correctly, one of your friends took a single stab at it, and, well, you know how that went.
Well, that's why we scouts. We die, protect village. They will not get... No creature comes to our village. Except kobold. Or dragon.
You have a village down here?
Dragon.
No. No village down here.
I say
I see.
insight check,
Do I-
but
Do I see the that passage up to the north?
So being in the area where you're at, and technically this way is west. I know it's a little confusing. I apologize, but the passage up at the passage at the top of the screen doesn't appear natural. However, the passage behind them looks much smaller and more traversed, and it looks like they were taking positions around it. So you see two passages out of here. You could assume one of them is probably the one they used.
No village down here. Which way did you guys come in? So that I know not to go down that path.
You're asking the kobolds?
Sure am.
Okay. They turn, the one in front of you turns and points at the small one. That way is forbidden. That way lead to certain death. For anybody not kobold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Good to know. And he's gonna pretend like he's being convinced by that. Well then, looks like we're taking the bigger path.
You take wormhole?
Sure.
Good. Maybe you kill rest of worms. We're tired of them coming through here.
How many have you seen?
Worms!
Don't mind him. He's easily panicked.
You
20
see
gold
Peter
to kill rest of worms.
You see Peter get baffled also.
So we have seen two. This one small.
If you're
Other one
talking about a bigger. I'm fairly certain the one that you're talking about is already dead.
Good. We thank you. Kobolds take credit.
You can
Because we
thank-
tell you about it.
But we did the work. So I think Baby Dragon over here should get 20 gold like he requested.
They kind of look at you. They look at Zanzidar. They look back at you. No. Kobold give information. Tell you there are two of them. Then you kill two of them. Kobold take credit.
Bigger Remoraz was already dead before you told me this information.
Well then, you slow. Shoulda came here first.
Kinda defeats the point of killing them, don't you think?
No.
No.
Make a deck save. Just kidding.
No!
Oh
Hey, you
my
wanna see
God.
Dragon? Just kidding.
You also gather that these kobolds probably don't talk to anybody else, so they'd probably just be telling each other that they killed them.
Alright. Well. If anyone else has something to say to them, Aiden's about to just say, alright. We'll be on our way. And he decides to say it in Draconic just to throw him off for a second.
Kind of cock their head for a second. You speak dragon tongue.
Surprise.
Shot it.
And he kind of points to you and says, well, if you go that way, I guess we give you information now so we take more credit later. That way new. It lead to old place. Many
Old place,
big dumb orcs.
Sounds like where I need to go.
Kobolds not go that way in long time.
Give me a day or so. You might just find it. You might be able to walk back through there again.
That could be fun. The kobold legend from village not anywhere near here. Tell of giant shrine to Bahamut down there. Maybe used to visit. Not anymore. It's sealed.
That piqued Aiden's interest a little bit.
but now area full of orcs and other dum-dums. That's where big worms come from.
Great.
You clear it out, maybe kobolds have new village.
I'll see what I can do.
Yes, we are many and need more space. For a village far, far away.
Uh-huh. Alright then. Does anyone else have something to say to the kobolds?
No.
I'm good.
Alright then. If that's the case, then we're gonna take the Western Passage.
He gives you one parting word. He says, "It long journey. Take
How long would
kobold
you
12
say?
hour."
Hmm.
But then he points at your legs and points at his legs. Maybe you take less.
He's a small creature, right?
He's a tiny creature.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so not nearly as small. Gotcha. Actually, since we're in a more larger area that we can... How does the party feel about taking a quick short rest here? And then continuing on in the Western Passage?
That's fine.
You can give it a shot.
You see at this point that some of the kobolds have started like making fires and putting stones on top of them and are cooking the meat. And he looks back and he says, "You join us for lunch?"
Sure.
Okay. We feed you 10 gold apiece.
I already paid.
You know, I already... Yeah, we're good.
Yes. Horse lady and baby dragon fine.
Sure, why not? I'll pay 10 gold.
You just see Bing just like give him a platinum gold.
Oh,
He kind of bites it to see if it's real. Okay. And he's
Not kidding. I'm getting rid of 1 platinum.
Yep.
What?
That's 10 gold.
I have a Lalia E question. Does Lalia know kobolds' relations to dragons?
I would say you could make either a nature or a history check.
She's been doing great on these. Let's just see.
It's pretty low DC.
Nope. Nope.
Okay.
Oh,
It's
that's
not
nice. Can I
meant
try?
to be.
You gather they have some affiliation with dragons,
Okay.
as they seem to be keen on dragons and saying the one thing you picked up on in their conversation is the only people allowed in their village are kobolds and dragons.
Is there a space in this room that looks like it's frequently walked, but no one is there currently?
The entrance to the smaller passage.
Okay. Lalia is going to try, with her gloves of thievery on, to drop 2 cryovane dragon scales just at the entrance of their space without them noticing that she put them there.
Okay.
Just
Make a sleight of hand check.
Zaidan, look at this interesting place. Is it not so fascinating? 13.
Okay. I'd also like you to make a stealth check.
Oh. Creak, 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 creak. Oh, wow. 15.
Okay. So they don't notice you at first, which gives you time to drop these scales. But you're a big creature.
Yeah.
There's 8 of them.
Yeah.
Eventually they look over and one of them just kind of shouts out, "Hey, you don't go that way."
Oh no, I'm headed up to the rocks over there. I'm a horse. I have to walk in the circle.
We don't know horses, but okay.
It's the thing, you know, you tie a rope and they walk. Anyway.
Hold you to that, Lalia.
I'll hold it to you too, baby dragon.
So, any other questions for the kobolds? Are you sitting to eat lunch?
What are you?
They cock their head at you. We're kobold.
What's a kobold?
Dragon spawn.
Oh, okay.
That's all he got.
He just kind of nods his head at you. What are you?
I'm Bink. I'm a
Okay.
gnome.
A what?
A gnome.
All of them look at you.
Oh no.
Roll initiative.
Kobold no like gnome. But you help today, so we not kill you. But you want food, 50 gold.
Bing peeks out 50 gold.
Okay.
They pocket it. For the rest of the meal, all of them at least have one eye on Bink. Let you guys...
So, for charging so much money for stuff, you must have, like, stuff for sale, right?
Maybe. What baby dragon want?
I don't know. Do you know what health potions are?
Yes.
Got any of those?
No.
What about, like, magical hats?
He kind of looks at you for a moment, points at his scaly, bald head with giant ears. Kobolds no wear hat.
Okay. You said only dragons were allowed back there, right?
And kobolds.
So I could go back there.
Nope, you baby dragon, not dragon.
Oh snap.
That's just mean.
Get over it.
Alright, I'm done talking to him.
So you guys spend the better part of 30 to 40 minutes kind of resting, eating, getting the side eye from these kobolds. But you successfully taken a short rest in this area. And towards the end of it, you see a couple of the kobolds start to pack up. And it looks like they're starting to haul some of the flesh that is left back towards their hallway. And one of them stops near the door, kind of leans down. Brothers! Brothers! Dragon sign! As he holds up a couple of white dragon scales. And he looks back at you guys. You bring dragon? White dragon?
Don't know what you're talking about.
So you were the first one to speak. He runs up to you with the two scales and puts them in your face. These! You bring these? You bring dragon?
I don't know what you're saying.
Where dragon?
Hopefully outside.
He pulls out 20 gold and hands it to you. Show me dragon.
I don't have a dragon. Here's your money back.
We make trade. How much gold? You tell me where dragon is.
How about you just keep the scales and have a good day?
What would happen if we, like,
brought a dragon here. Do you eat them?
No, we serve them.
As like a main course?
No. Like they're rulers.
Oh. So when I get bigger, I can come back.
If you become real dragon,
What do baby dragons usually grow into?
ones like this, they stay babies.
That's unfortunate.
Just old babies.
Oh,
So you have not seen a white dragon around here?
No.
Not even recently?
White dragons don't come underground.
Well, you know, we are also looking for a white dragon. Perhaps if we come back this way you've seen him, you let us know.
Yes, if white dragon come through here, we serve it. You definitely know. We build its throne.
Perfect.
We feed him. That's why we gather so much.
Sounds like good plan.
He pockets the 2 scales, picks his gold back up, runs back over to the entrance. Okay. Well, kobolds get ready for dragon now.
Have fun.
You see they all kind of scurry back towards the little entrance in like single file, with a couple of them at the end like walking backwards holding up daggers. Don't follow. You die. As they disappear into the darkness of the passage, leaving you guys all alone here in this cavern. Are you heading west, it sounded like?
Yep.
Alrighty. I'm missing someone. There he is. Alright. So, you guys head west down this cavern. It's a little different than the cavern you were in before. You gathered coming to this area at the bottom here was probably the natural end to this cave system, and the small passage that the kobolds took may or may not have been natural, but this might have been maybe some sort of hidden area for them. You're gathering that it used to be more populated than it is. It looks like maybe this, whenever the Rimmeraz began coming through here, they probably abandoned this area and just kept a guard here, and that's who you met. But this cavern you're in now is very rough. It is just big enough for a Rimmeraz on all of its legs to walk through. So you gather that this was probably burrowed out by the Rimmeraz themselves, though the dirt and the settlement was pushed to the side so that it didn't collapse, so they wouldn't have to spend resources burrowing every time they came this way. But it seems to stretch on for a while. You do not notice any additional caverns or caves, nothing that branches off of the cave that you're now in. As you travel on for 3 or 4 hours, you eventually see ahead another light towards the end of this tunnel. You don't hear anything, but you can see that this passage apparently ends not too far ahead of where you are. You guys continuing on?
Yes.
Okay. Banana. So, as you guys near the end of this passageway, you find yourself staring at a stone wall that appears to have been shattered from the other side. You see rubble and debris as the ground beneath you changes. You can see where it goes from dirt and vegetation and a cavernous bottom to stone slabs. Something formed, something built, something inhabited, maybe long ago, but something crafted or created ahead of you. As you peer into or step into this area, you see this. You see a large stone chamber with tiled walls, a large door at the end. You see two what appear to be cages or cage-like areas that have the remnants of dozens of bones. You also see patches of lava and icy crystallization along the wall. You gather that these were probably the pins or the holding areas or the bedding areas for the two Rimurazes that you followed. Alongside the chamber you see some desk-like areas, looks like some sort of workshop. You see some tools, some smithing things. You see a myriad assortment of different sized collars, probably utilized while these creatures were growing in size. You gather this is probably where they tinkered and made those tools and where they left the residuals, the ones that they didn't use. You see that this room is lit by fire around. On each of the walls there's a couple of candelabras or braziers that stick out and light this area. It's a very dim lighting, and it smells. It smells like sulfur, it smells like mold. It smells like somewhere long abandoned. But you also get hints of smoke, of fire, almost like a campsite smell. Beyond this chamber, you hear some noises. So you definitely gather that whatever is ahead of you, this is an inhabited place. But as you all step into this chamber, assuming you're doing so, anybody staying out?
Oh,
Everyone's in.
Right. As you step into this chamber, you can't help but feel a sense of compression. Almost like claustrophobia, a little bit. You get the sense the ceiling above you is pressing down. It looks like thick rock that has just barely been recarved out. Some of these walls don't appear to be as stable as they used to be. This place is very old. At least the area you're in looks like it's on the verge of collapsing upon itself. And the only thing you see in this room besides what's on the screen is there is a doorway, an iron metal doorway on the western edge of this chamber. Is there anything you'd like to do in this room?
Bink goes to the center of the room and he's like, "Oh, oh, Princess of me!" And then you just see like this like ping go out of him, and he used detect magic.
Okay. In this room, in a 30 feet radius, nothing shows up as magical to you.
we go over to the door. Does it look like it has like a key lock?
Looks like it. But it looks like it locks from this side.
I guess that's a little bit weird. Why would you lock it from this side? Put my head up against the door. Can I hear anything on the other side?
Make a perception check.
Ben?
Nope. Nothing. It's a pretty thick metal. You don't catch anything right away.
The door is locked from the inside.
The locking mechanism's from this side.
Yep.
So,
And what kind of locking mechanism is it?
Just looks
Is
like a
this a
small hand lock that you could turn from this side. That would require a key from the other side.
I mean, we can test the door. I haven't tested it yet.
Yeah, by all means. If you want to test it.
Let's try and open the door. then.
Okay. As you put your hand on the kind of the what's the word I'm looking for? The bar that you use to push or pull the door. You put it up. You grab it, and you're about to go to move it, and then you hear a click from the other side and a jangle of keys. As the
Oh,
door
son of a
begins,
bitch, I-
as the door begins to be pushed against you, you hear voices on the other side. The creature should be back by now. Let's check in. And that's where we'll quit.
Alrighty.
Dum dum. Welcome to the Rimmerhaz Pin.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's where we'll pick up next time.
Sounds good.